Yeah.
Free bands, OVO. DJ Esco.
Talking duffel talk. Yeah. 100 racks bustin' out the rapper. 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 100 racks bustin' out the rapper.
And I got
100 racks bustin' out the rapper. 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 100 racks bustin' out the rapper.
100 racks bustin' out the rapper. All y'all niggas don't matter. I hit threes all balance. I switch hands like Allen. I'm just blessed for talent. For the whole 6, I'm wildin'. You think she your baby girl? She text us like Dallas. Oh shit, guess don't matter. Talk down on me, I'm flattered. Whole free band on Xanax. Y'all can't do no damage. Wrong cup, guess it don't matter. This one tastes like candy. This one must be Hendrix. Fuck y'all boys, y'all finished. You're dead. I don't talk to hoes about business. Diamond in my tooth from the dentist. Put a nigga name in the Guinness. Remember on phones on minutes. I ain't dead yet like I'm Bruce Willis. I ain't really worried about the image. Y'all still treat it like a scrimmage. And I got
100 racks bustin' out the rapper. 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 100 racks bustin' out the rapper.
DJ Esco.
I got
100 racks bustin' out the rapper.
Yeah.
100 racks bustin' out the rapper.
Why not?
100 racks bustin' out the rapper.
Okay.
100 racks bustin' out the rapper.
Okay.
100 racks bustin' out the rapper.
Okay.
100 racks bustin' out the rapper.
True.
100 racks bustin' out the rapper.
100 buzzing out the rapper. Count up till I get a callus. I don't really talk to y'all rappers. Put codeine on the snapper. Put codeine on the salad. Guess I'm on the codeine diet. Put another 100 on the rifle. Everybody better be quiet. Everybody put your hand higher. Then I try to talk like higher. All of them 16 fire. All of them a bitch in buyer. They buying extra clothes. I mean, they buy sexual. I mean, Versace sectional. I mean, roll up the Texaco. I mean, this is the crazy flow. I got a straight jacket in the booth. I smoke a joint during the interview. Got the Rolex playing peekaboo. All you niggas that took the swag, I'ma have to get residuals. I'm a different individual. Got my hand on my genitals.
I got
100 racks bustin' out the rapper. 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 100 racks bustin' out the rapper.
And I got
100 racks bustin' out the rapper. 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 We ain't gotta use no scale. It's all that you ain't gotta count. Crack it out, hurt man's bad. Stuffed out down my pocket. 100 racks sitting in the plastic. I ain't gonna need fucking touch it. You can go out to LA. I don't go to work on budgets. You can go check these stones. Everything gonna be flooded. And I gotta work 3 phones. Name another nigga and clone. Put a whole nigga on shirt. Got a new bank account alert. Whole free band on mud. Taliban gang on burp. Ain't gonna take no shots. Turn my dog to a boss. We ain't gonna take no loss. No, you try to steal that sauce. Hunters on hunters on hunters. I done ran up me a bag. We got a tour this summer. I'm about to run up a bag. $100,000 for a walkthrough. I'ma need mine in cash. Got a whole city on my back. Ain't about to go outside. Whole free band on go. 100 racks bustin' out the rapper. 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 100 racks bustin' out the rapper.
And I got
100 racks bustin' out the rapper. 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 100 racks bustin' out the rapper.
DJ Eskimo City, the coolest DJ on the motherfucking planet.
Superior.
Warning: the following content contains strong language and may not be suitable for children. This content is primarily for adults, as this is a trucking channel and truckers have filthy mouths. Please don't tweak if I say. Viewer discretion is advised.
Sweet.
How's everybody doing? Come on in. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Let me know where you guys are checking in from. Let me put this link up. Let me pin that. I should have did that during the intro. Give me a second. I should have did that already during the intro. Let's see. Let's pin it. Oops, wrong one. All right, let's pin that. Let's pin that to the top. All right, so there's the link. Let's see if we can get this show on the road early. Please start calling in early. We're gonna do it like we did it last week. We're gonna allot 3 hours. It is now 4:57, so we'll say 5 o'clock. So we'll go to 8 CTS Central Standard Time. Permitting how many people call in. Normally we usually get flooded after about an hour. So first come, first serve, and that's how we're gonna rock it out. All right, good. We already got people calling. All right, how you doing?
What's going on, Chad?
You look familiar.
Yeah. I've been trying to catch you for the past 2 weeks now. I kept calling them the wrong shows.
Texas, right?
Yes, sir.
Fort Worth, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, I got you.
So I just wanted to give a quick heads up, man, about my little old where I done got. So I'm completely by myself with the interior design business. I actually just started the move. I'm starting the moving side of the business, and I did have a few questions in regards of how I should set it up, as far as like should I make my LLC different from my interior design and moving company, or is it okay to make it one? And then another concern I had was when I started trying to apply, and I'm also going through the licensing phase for the moving company. But one of the things that I was in question about was, with me being having a felony, I know a lot of the platforms do ask for a background check of the owner.
Okay.
And
You talking
so
about
I was
for when you're doing contract work, right?
for the moving.
Well, moving is your company. You dealing directly with the consumer, so
No.
no.
I'm saying on some of the platforms I was thinking about promoting my company through to find gigs in the local area.
You talking about like Thumbtack and GoShare and stuff
Yes,
like that?
yes, sir.
Yeah. Some of those
And
platforms do require. Yeah, some of those platforms do require a background. Yep. Some of them do.
so do you think it'd be effective by me, maybe like using my mom's name to start the company, or?
Bruh. You want me to keep it a buck with you?
Yeah.
Should no grown man use their mom name. If you still using your mom's name at 30 something years old, then that's not good. You need to figure it out.
No. I ain't got no problem. I was gonna go ahead and do it with mine. Like, what I'm saying? I was just curious to, what your thoughts were.
If you can't get it, then you just can't get it. You see what I'm
Cool.
saying? I mean, there's contracts that. Well, first of all, is your felony in something that's relating to theft?
No.
SA? I can't say the word, but SA.
Nah.
Any type of violent crimes?
Yeah.
Well, then, a lot of the times those may not be forgiven. Dope is forgiven, you know what I'm saying? But if you going into people's homes and you got something that is pertaining to, there's some type of crime, let's say, committed towards another person, whether it be like a SA or like the shit that they saying Drake be on, and or let's say the type of shit where you running around, attempts on people, whether it be, attempted, deletion, and shit like that, then a lot of these companies don't want to take a risk because they feel like, yo, if you did it once, you may do it again, and they don't want to be held responsible. So, I don't know. You kind of, want to inquire with each company individually and see, what their policy is on, background checks as far as what they forgive versus what they don't forgive, and how many years they go back and shit like that. So, because here's the thing, if you attempt to try to get into somebody else's name, they're, normal with these apps, they require you to log in, take pictures, this, that, and the third. So, if they require you to do that, some of the places are sticklers. They want to make sure that the person who they see on the app is the person that's coming to the store picking up the stuff, vice versa. So, give me 1 second, man. It's kind of hot. I got to turn the AC on. Give me a second.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, each company or each app gonna, determine if they're gonna allow you on based on your background on a individual basis. So,
Okay. And then, so what would be your opinion on keeping my company separate? So like I was saying, I had like a
you
home.
definitely want to keep it. You definitely want to keep it separate. It's two different types of business. You're talking about interior design and moving. They don't even correspond with each other.
So,
I mean,
so
they
the reason
do,
why,
but
so
go
the
ahead.
reason why was because while I've been doing my interior design staging business, I've been the one having to, move the furniture, hire help, because I don't have a steady flow of stagings in order to keep somebody fully employed. So I was thinking, my idea was like, you know what, I'm just gonna start the moving side of the business. In the days that we don't have staging, we can just do moves. You know what I'm saying, to implement the income for them, so I can have full-time employees.
Is either one of these businesses licensed at all? The moving ain't licensed. I already know that. Is the
No,
staging business is it licensed?
no.
All right, so I would focus on one thing at a time. I guess since you already have a background in staging, why don't you go through the proper channels of getting that license, and then just do do the
I ain't
move.
no license for it.
What you mean you didn't know you needed a license for? It's a business.
Yeah.
You gotta have a license. You ain't got the city of Fort Worth business license or a state license.
Nah.
Well, then you don't have a license. You need to do the research to see what type of license you need.
Okay.
You might just have to get a city license. It might just be a general purpose license. You might have to get a state license. I don't know. I never, looked into interior design to determine what type of license is needed. I'm pretty sure you don't need a federal license. Sometimes you can get a license like for like trucking, like you don't need a city license. There's no license. Well, at least in my city, there's no license as far as like to start a moving company for the city of Chicago. It's regulated. It's regulated by the state if you want to stay local, and if you plan on crossing state lines, then it's federal regulated on a federal level if you want to cross state lines. So if you go to cityofchicago.org and try to apply for a moving license, it's not going to be nothing there because it's state and federally regulated. So in those instances, then you may not require to get a city license because it's regulated on a higher municipality level. So you have to do the research to determine what type of license to get, what category would fall under, and things of that nature. When I first got licensed and was, looking to get my moving license, and I was confused too because I was looking at my city website. I even went down to the city hall, and I had to really, really do a deep dive to figure out it was regulated by the state. I had to go through like the Illinois Commerce Commission. Like for your moving license, I already know where you need to go. You need to go to TXDOT. TXDOT is the regulatory agency down in Texas for you to get your moving license. It's TXDOT, which is the Texas Department of Transportation. So that's where you would apply to get your moving license. Now, as far as your staging license, and this is just me, since you're just basically going in. Are you transporting stuff?
Yeah, so I have my own inventory.
All right, so you may have to get. It may just be a general purpose license. Hold on. You need to go to Texas Department of Licensing and Regulations, and first do some research on the website to see if it's a category for that.
Texas Department, what again?
Texas Department of Licensing and Regulations. You need to go look on the website. If not, then you need to find out where that department is. First, go through your city and see if your city has something. And then if you can get it on a city license, then that'll be fine. Because basically what it sounds like is just pretty much labor. But since you are using a truck, but you're not using it to move, it's not a for hire truck. You may just require to get a DOT license because you're moving your own stuff from one place to another. So you're not. It's not for hire where people are hiring you to come into their home and move their stuff from point A to point B, or a commercial carrier which require you to get an MC. If you're moving your stuff from your storage facility to a place to stage it, then you don't need those types of licensing. Just you probably just need the basic license and obviously a DOT for the truck.
Gotcha. And then,
but I don't know what the license is going to be for the staging company. It probably just be a general purpose general labor license.
Okay. And then, would you have any like business strategy as far as like how to set up the company for the best tax purposes?
You got employees?
So that was my next question. I'm trying to figure out how I need to pay my employee. Like, do I need to just keep it as a 1099? Do I need to?
Hey, let me explain something to you. All y'all that keep hitting me up and talking about 1099, y'all are misclassifying y'all people. If they are employees and they work for you, they're employees. They're not contractors. Y'all doing that so y'all could dodge paying unemployment tax every quarter, Social Security, Medicaid. You want to be a business owner, be a business owner.
No. I haven't.
I'm speaking in general because I got asked this question a few times this week. I got asked on a live stream I did earlier this week. This is a question that constantly comes up. So I'm speaking in general right now. For everybody out there listening, you want to be a business owner and you want to hire employees, be a business owner and hire employees. You can't dodge the system.
So
if they work for you and they don't pay anything, meaning if I come work for you and you provide all the furniture, the truck, you pay the cost for the fuel to get the truck from the storage to the condo or the house where we staging the stuff, I just come to work, I show up, you tell me what to do, I do it, and I go home. Nothing comes out of my pocket. I'm an employee. I am an employee. When you bring them on, you give them a W-4 form. You give them a W-4. At the end of the year, however you handle your books, whether you have an accountant or you do it yourself, then you would send them out a W-2.
Cool.
All All right. So somebody said in the beginning, a new business can't afford all that stuff. That's absolutely. Hey, well, listen. Here's the thing. You gotta get you some working capital because here's the thing. You can hire me. You can piss me off, and I make it my business to destroy you. The first thing I do, if you got me on the 1099 and I'm bitter for whatever reason, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the labor union. I'm gonna file a case against you for misclassification. When my taxes get messed up at the end of the year because I don't have no write-offs and I get audited, I'm gonna tell on you. Well, this is what the person gave me. I know you know it's on me, but I don't know. So since I'm gonna get in trouble, then he should be in trouble too.
What was that called? Labor what?
The labor board. So when you start a business, you should have working capital. Here's the thing. You're not gonna have to pay. All right, so here's the way it worked, man. Because I've showed this before. I would go back and get some of this stuff. I got it. Damn, I don't have to dig through that. So look, every quarter, you got to pay unemployment insurance. Every quarter. All right. That's why it's best to have an accounting firm to handle this stuff, right? Every quarter, my accountant, here, this is what your unemployment taxes are. This is what you're gonna have to pay. Here's the date. So the quarter one ends March 31st. And it'll always say, all right, here's what you got to pay into unemployment for quarter one. It's going to be withdrawn from your business bank account April 30th. It's always a 30-day lag. All right. So quarter one ends the last day of March. That money would automatically come out my business account April 30th. Now that's the Illinois Department of Unemployment that's withdrawing that money. And that goes into the pot so that if anybody, gets fired or whatever or gets laid off, then this is in the pot for them to file unemployment. All right. This is what I'm paying into. You're also paying Social Security, paying Medicaid. All right. This is what being a business owner entails. If they work for you as an employee, then that's what they are. All right. So that means you have to make sure that at the end of every quarter, you account for this money. It has to be there. It starts since day one.
Okay.
Day one. This is big boy stuff. This is what a lot of people don't talk about. And I see people telling people, yeah, put them on 1099. No, you're going to get your ass in trouble. Because if I get in trouble, I'm going to tell on you. I'm not going to sit down and get, whatever they do. Yeah, I'm going to be like, well, this is who I was working for. They going to do an investigation anyway. When they investigate me and they ask me questions, the answers that I'm going to give them are going to be truthful, and then they're going to come back to the business owner. All it takes is one person to go file a claim with the labor board. So yeah, you give them a W-4. They're an employee.
So with that being said, should I do an S corp instead of an LLC?
How many do you plan on having employees or not?
Yeah.
Yes or no? What's your long-term plan?
My long-term plan, is to eventually get into developing. So I mean,
well, I'm saying I'm talking about your long-term plan as far as expanding. You plan on being big, being small? What?
So that's one of the things that I was. So I can honestly say we already been doing moves locally with people we know, people we work with. But it's like at this moment, then after talking to you previously and stuff, it's kind of like why I'm not going to capitalize and gain off of what people have known me for, which is transporting and moving things, across the Metroplex. So I was like, man, I might well start a moving business to kind of help me, bring in more income, also provide, opportunities for, people that I know that need it, and, not have to do the physical labor on my interior design business side. And, hopefully long term,
All right.
be able to.
All right, so let me answer that. Andrew Green, I'm looking in the chat too. I don't know. Usually I don't look in the chat, but there's some misinformation. Andrew Green, a 3PL gives a 1099 because you're a contractor. 3PL is not an employee. You're using your own truck, your own fuel. You're paying for the cost of maintenance. They're providing you with work, and that's it. They're taking a percentage. They have an account with a retailer. They're taking 50%, let's say. They're giving you the other 50%, but they're not assuming any of the cost that is associated with getting the job done. You are a independent contractor because you are running your own business. You're just partnering, contracting with them. When someone works for you solely as an employee, that's a employee. It's a difference. Everybody that's watching, coming into business, y'all have to learn the difference between contractors and employees because you will get yourself in a world of trouble. All it takes is one person that's angry because you fired them, that got a little common sense to hobble their ass down to the labor board and tell on you. And then everything you thought you built is going to come crashing down. Everything you thought you built is going to come crashing down. Then you're going to come running back here, telling me this story, and I'm going to be like, I told you so. Now, let me get back to you.
So yeah, my line.
I want to go back there and get these. I want to go, man. If I knew this was going, I would have had all this shit ready. Every quarter, this shit come out thousands of dollars. I paid it because the last thing I needed was some people coming in. I'm scared of God and the IRS, God the IRS, and goddamn it, the labor board. But to answer your question, me, whenever dealing with employees, I always say, to each his own, right? I always say go corp, right? Because to me, an LLC, and I know LLC is publicized on the internet from all these fake gurus and shit because they really don't understand the difference and the technicalities, the differences of structure of the business, and as far as even looking down the line. If you plan on building a business and you're going to have employees, I want to be an employee myself. I don't want to be the owner of anything. This is why anytime dealing with other people that I have to rely on, anything can arise. You can get law, you can get sued, anything. I'd rather be an employee. This is a corporation. We're all employees. I'm just the highest paid employee within this corporation. And I happen to have an executive position, right? That separates me, the individual, Mark, from whatever liabilities that the company may come across, right? I'm indemnified. You know what indemnified means?
No, sir.
I'm indemnified, meaning I'm not associated with the company and the liabilities. I'm separated. I'm covered. I'm my own individual.
The
right?
LLC still makes you connected.
No, the LLC is nothing but a glorified sole proprietorship. That's all it is, man. In layman's terms, it's a glorified sole proprietorship. There is some protection there, but as far as piercing that corporate veil, it's easier to pierce that corporate veil of an LLC than it is of an S Corp. I've had people try to pierce that corporate veil. Like, I've been sued. I've talked about it. I've had all types of situations. I've had, the people try to threaten me and all this type of stuff, but they never could come for old Marky Mark. The lawsuit that I had, my name wasn't associated with it. Couldn't. Why? Because I wasn't there. I'm the president. I'm the president. I'm an employee. I get a check too. I pay personal taxes and the company pays taxes. I show up to work and I am an employee. If I work for you and I sued you and I'm playing with a bag of money and I can go get a good lawyer, you got an LLC, it's a possibility whatever I'm coming after you for, you got an LLC, that we could pierce that corporate veil. That level of protection is not there like it is for a corporation. You
Yeah,
have
I'm
some
a
level of protection in comparison to just going straight sole proprietor, but an LLC is I'm not a fan of it.
cool. And then I had another question.
Especially if you plan on having employees. If you plan on having employees and building, I would say definitely go
And
corp.
then with that S corp, then can I open another business under that S corp? Like if I wanted to
You
move,
can do what's called a holding company, where you got a holding company, then you have a multitude of LLCs and corporations under that holding company.
is that holding company S corp though?
If you want it to be.
All right. And then what
These
would
are
you say?
questions. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Cause I was finna move on.
Go ahead. I'm sure.
No, so I was gonna see what the best platform. What would you say the best platforms to find jobs until I get licensed?
What we talking about?
For move.
For moving, I say Thumbtack. In today's time, Thumbtack.
And didn't you say you had a code for Thumbtack?
Yeah, just go look up one of my Thumbtack videos and hold on. Yeah, go look up one of my Thumbtack videos. It should be in the description.
All right. And then any recommended type of contract agreements to use to protect the company with working with consumers and stuff.
Talking about as far as the moving company?
Yeah, or both. Cause
Well, if you not licensed, I wouldn't recommend doing any contracts.
Okay.
I wouldn't do any contracts until you actually become licensed. Because that's now you running under the table, so you're supposed to be like a ghost. So doing contractual work and something arises, you got a paper trail now. If you're gonna be underworld, be underworld. Until you're not.
Okay, cool.
Make sense?
Yes, sir. I think that's all I got. Appreciate that.
That's it?
That's all I got for you. Yeah. I appreciate it though.
All right. Appreciate you. All right. Got one down. Still got a couple hours to go. Who's next? Link is pinned to the top of the Chinat. First come, first serve. There's the link. You go do a roll call. We didn't get a chance to. Shout out to Rich Jew in the building. Shout out to all the MGMs. See Costas in the building. Shout out to OTR Legends. William Sweet representing Jacksonville, Florida. Be great. Kelvin Burch in the building. Great Polo. Jordan representing Minneapolis. Who else we got? Neville Ben Short. What's going on? Shout out to Pippi. Goat Logistics representing the DMV. Velocious Logistics. Andrew Green. Ben Brockton. Craig Freeman. Shout out to Moving Company Hustle in the building. Marie, what's going on? Ben Brockton said most of the Russian trucking companies in Chicago are 1099. They do drivers dirty. Most of the Arab companies here are 1099. I know people that work for an Arab company. I'm not going to name the name of the trucking company, but they're like a trucking company. They got a decent fleet of trucks, about 100-something trucks, and they pay everybody 1099. Listen, just because one person does something don't mean everybody else got to do it. Everybody gets their time in the sun. They may get away with it for years and never get caught. You may try to do it because you said, well, man, they doing it. And you may get caught the first year. All right? So, me, I like to do things on the straight and narrow, right? And the reason why is because if I'm making money, I don't need anything to halt me making money. All right. I don't need anything to halt me making money, you know, for something that I knew I shouldn't have been doing in the first place, right? And that's just the bottom line. So yeah, a lot of people do it. The Arabs do it. The Russians do it. A lot of people do it. But you know, to each his own. You can do what you want to do, but I'm not gonna sit up here and tell people, "Oh yeah, do this," and give people like cheat codes and shit like that, because that's just not the right way to do things. I'm gonna tell people how to be successful. I'm gonna tell them the correct way to do things. I'm not gonna give people cheat codes and tell them, "Oh, you'll be fine," and this and that. Don't worry about it because the Arabs do it, the Russians do it. No, I'm gonna tell you the correct way to go about things. Because the last thing I need is somebody coming back here and say, "Hey, Mark, you said this was gonna be okay," and the labor board came down here and they did this, that, and the third. No, I'm not gonna do that. So if they're an employee, you give them a W-4. W-2 at the end of the year. If they are a contractor, meaning they're utilizing their own equipment, they're covering the cost of everything that's associated with getting that contract done, and you're just the person who has the contract, let's say with the retailer, and you're taking a percentage, right? And they're actually running the contract and covering all the costs. They have the equipment, then they're a contractor, then you proceed to give them a W-9. All right. All right. Link is pinned to the top of the chat. Link is pinned to the top of the chat. Link is pinned to the top of the chat. Craig Freeman, no. Shout out to Fonzo the Trucker. All right. Link is pinned to the top of the chat. Shout out to Ben Brockton for becoming a member.
Sweet.
Any questions that's in the chat, you got to come up. It's call-in show today. Call-in show. You got to call in. Call-in show. Link is pinned to the top of the chat. Caller, I got to see you. I got to see you before I bring you up, caller. I don't see you. I do not see you in the back, caller. I see you in the back, but I don't see you. I got to see you. I don't want to get bombed up here. And then I have to remove the whole live stream. Try calling back up, caller. Make sure your camera is on. Need to see who you are. Uh-oh. Look like we might have some trouble. I don't know if I should bring this person up, y'all.
Mark, what's up, man?
What's going on, man?
Same old, man. I'm trying to fix my thing here. Good evening, sir. How you doing?
Doing good. What about yourself?
Man, I can't complain, man. I just want to tap in. Shout out to you, man. I hear you said that you're coming out on the road, man. So what's up with that?
I didn't say that. You'll never catch me on the road.
You ain't coming back out?
I said I'm gonna come out to show people how to do certain things, but I'm not coming out on the road. I've never ran the road. I'm coming out to show people how to wrap stuff and use different equipment as far as moving and delivery. I'm not running no road. I'll leave that for y'all.
No, I don't mean OTR. I thought you mean like just come and do the furniture stuff, right?
just small jobs just so I can get uh content to show people how to do certain things. That's it. I'm not doing it for like financial gain or for streaming revenue. It's just pretty much to answer a lot of the questions that people have
Yeah.
given me. That way I can show them how to do the stuff instead of telling them. So there'll be a visual associated with me telling them I'll do like a tutorial. So, I'm gonna hand select certain jobs that come through based on what I feel like uh, I need to demonstrate for my audience.
Oh, got you. Yeah, I think a lot of stuff that people want to get answer, you show them, but I think that people still have a denial of what's really going on out here. They still complain about a lot of stuff. I mean, I talk about a lot of different stuff, and people still have big issue with. I don't know if they don't want to accept it as part of what's really going on out here, but I don't know. I think sometimes convincing, showing people is almost as if you're trying to. It's like you're begging them or trying to convince them to do what they need to do to make money. The whole big argument about sealing a truck and taking loads together and what a dedicated freight is versus what not. I mean, I think I think I don't know. I think you coming out to do it. Maybe it may open up some people's eyes, but I think it's not. Majority of the people are still gonna be like have a question sign. You know what I mean?
Well, I
I
may
heard you
come
mention
out.
this morning about the economy not changing.
Hmm.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I said yes. You know, I said I'm coming out, but I also said I may. You know what I'm saying? So I still gotta motivate myself to do it. You know what I'm saying? That's a change in lifestyle. I gotta get up, drive to the yard, get the truck,
Yeah,
check the truck. Most of the jobs are gonna be on the opposite side of the city. Drive back up there, do the jobs, then
uh-huh.
drive back to the opposite side of the city, drop the truck off there, get in my car, drive. Like I don't, that's I gotta mentally get myself together to do that. So hopefully I can, you know, I want to capture some of that content, but I said it, but I also said it's a possibility. So if I can give myself the motivation to do it, then hopefully I can have it going in June. But we'll see.
Yeah, and probably you will like because you talk so much about it. Maybe that's when some people will be like, "All right, man, I really need to get my shit together and just probably just what they would say, boss up and then come out here."
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And rather than
Hmm.
just because I mean I don't think somebody said to me the other day that if there's any other thing that is hidden in the boxer community, we have shown it all out here. I don't think we hide anything from nobody. So I
Hmm.
think if you come out here and kind of like, all right, guys, this is how you rap this is how you do this, then you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Maybe they'll be like, all right, man, I really need to step my game up and really take this thing serious. But also, I heard you mention yesterday about the economy, and you talk about the rates and all of that. Um, the rates is actually a lot of people don't know, but brokers are complaining just like the carriers because the brokers are not getting the freight that they. If funny enough, a lot of people don't notice, but just like our carriers was suckered by the pandemic, brokers was suckered by the pandemic too. A lot of these guys are complaining now that they're not getting the volume that they used to get, and so they're not seeing the rate, and now they're complaining about not getting work, and then the brokers, the carriers are calling and asking for a specific amount of money, which they don't even have it. So you got two type of things going on at once, and I don't think a lot of people really understand what's going on. So I like how you mentioned that yesterday about the economy and the way it is.
Yeah, I mean, shit. I mean, here's the thing. I don't understand it, but in order for freight to move, people gotta buy shit. There has to be a demand for freight, right? And there has to be like manufacturing companies ain't going to produce an overabundance of stuff if there's no demand for it. So if there's no demand for it, they're not going to manufacture it, which means the retailer is not going to order it wholesale to put it on their shelf just to sit there. So, when I hear all these other people talk, and to me, I don't really be throwing jabs at people when I hear these other content creators. Really what it is I just be challenging them to actually, if you're going to produce content, know what you're talking about. Give people the source of the issue and stop saying dumb shit like stop taking cheap freight. That shit don't got shit to do with it. You know what I'm saying? And I try to educate the people who watch me on how to be successful people so that they can continue to pounce on the people who do think stupid and think dumb and win. It took me 2 years for people to finally start realizing. Every time I go live stream, I see more and more people come in and salute me and say, man, Mark, I finally transitioned over to moving. I wish I would have did it sooner. Man, you right. This money different over here. Had a guy in the live stream, yes, I think it was Jay Alexander, said he booked a Cleveland, Ohio to Texas move for $17,000. Because Axel said, oh, man, I told Axel, you could make $100,000 a month in moving. No, you can't. No, you can't. And I gave him a scenario. I told him I've done it. I gave him a scenario. And then one of the subscribers who has been following me for a few years, who was once doing OTR, then transitioned to Final Mount, then transitioned to Moving, said, man, Axel, that's cap. I made $17,000 going from Ohio to Texas on the move. Right? It took years because remember, I used to get a lot of flack when I first came on, and I was getting made fun of because Amazon and all these other lanes that were popular, but I kept saying, yo, this is going to come to an end. This is where the money is, and it's not going to change. The money is always going to be right here. You see what I'm saying? So, I'm just giving people the real. If you want to come out here and you want to make money, here's how you make money. I'm not negating or going against, the other lanes. I'm just telling people, yo, this is what I did. And this is the money that was made, and this is the money that you could potentially make. And there's going to be people who just going to continue to watch their business suffer until they fail. And then it's going to be those people who get tired of suffering and don't let their business squander away and snap out of it and make that transition to say their business and see where the money is at and run. They just got to work. So, the economy plays a part on everything. But for the life of me, I just don't understand why people just don't understand that. To me, it's crazy. I don't know if they think this shit is just gonna come out of thin air. Like, is the freight just gonna come out of thin air? Like, if people ain't buying shit, then there's nothing to move. If people don't buy shit, then there's nothing to move. Period. And that's just what it is. So you have to.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you got it.
No, I was saying the word that you just used, transition from OTR to running the furniture stuff. That's what I've been telling people. You got to open up to, different things, and that's what I've been telling guys all the time. If you run let's say you do OTR, but you have access to Amazon, and the broker leave you at my lines all the time, leave you at a truck stop for the weekend. You might be at a hotel, but why not just run some Amazon for that weekend? You get what I'm saying? Or them same apps that you be talking about with everybody else, why not try to get some of those apps, some jobs for the weekend so you can move? So it goes back to what I'm saying, like, there's a fear why people don't want to just do different things, because at the end of the day, you're in the transportation business. You're supposed to be moving any and everywhere, but you got to be able to just move into different aspect of this business. But I think a lot of times people just, it's like they want a certain type of, they want the lane that they're in, even if it's not working for them, to work, or somehow, try to create a way for it to work, even if it's costing them, the little money that they got left. That's another thing.
I think it's a combination of fear, not wanting to work, and being misled, or I'm sorry, not misled, but not entering into something that they have no idea what they entering into. Not coming in with a certain idea of what business is and what trucking is from an owner operator standpoint, because they consumed some information that was very misleading and just wasn't the truth. And then when they get in, they realize it's because here's the thing: if it was so easy and it was so much money to be made, everybody would be doing it. When that money existed, everybody was doing it. When it was impossible to fail in 2021, I don't give a damn what your cost per mile was. I don't give a damn how much the cost of fuel was. I don't give a damn what you pay for your truck. The rates were there to cover the cost of what it cost you to run plus profit, because the rates were just sky high. When it was that once in a lifetime time when it was too good to be true, everybody was doing it. If it was still like that, everybody would be doing it. So, I don't know. But then I always have to remind myself, not everybody has the mental capacity. Some people just believe shit and then they run with it. So,
Yeah, like for instance, RTS, I haven't run a load for them in 2.5 months. The last load I run was 2.5 months ago. And I spoke to that broker this week, and he's telling me that, man, the volume that we used to get from, the company out here in Pennsylvania, they haven't seen anything. So that's why I'm trying to tell people, like, the brokers are complaining just like the carriers. Then when the carriers call on a load that the broker might get, let's say they get like 3 order from, one of their customer that they usually get 10 orders from, or in the pandemic, they might get, 100 orders. Now those 3 orders, they're trying to keep as much money as they can because they don't got that volume. Just like we just said, supply and demand. So if they do get 3 orders that pay them, let's say $3,000 per order, right? That's $9,000. Here you come, you want the $3,000, they ain't gonna give it to you. You see what I'm saying? Because now they've been suffering the last 2 months just like you're suffering. But I don't think people really they don't understand that side of the business, because it goes back to what you're saying. They focus so much on the rate that they're not paying attention to, what's changing. And then they say, oh, well, we ain't going to take cheap rate. It's not cheap. It's just that the supply and demand is not there. And then now the brokers are holding on to what they got to hold on to, because they got to feed their business too.
Well, the supply is there. The demand isn't there. The supply is there. That's
right. The supply is there. Right.
That's part of the reason why, the rates are what people consider low, because there's an overabundance of supply and a very, very less than normal demand. And, we see the demand slowly diminishing in some sectors of consumer goods. A lot of these reefer guys need to start worrying. Look how many restaurants are closing. Red Lobster is about to file for bankruptcy. There's a bunch of restaurants about to file. Look at all the department stores, Route 21, and there's a list of others that are closing. Route 21 just went here and just went bankrupt. They just closed their stores. We had Foxtrot, the grocery store. In the middle of the day, they sent an email to every manager of all their stores across all the states and said at noon, lock the doors. In the middle of the day. This wasn't planned. At some point that morning, they realized, we don't have enough cash flow to run the business anymore, to finish the day. So how many trucks are going to this grocer on a daily basis? See, people not looking at the bigger picture. So that's why I get upset when I hear other people that's supposed to be educators talk and don't know what the hell they talking about. When you see large retailers that are national chains and a multitude of them going out of business, there's trucks that come to those retailers every single day. So if those retailers are closing, that's less opportunity for truckers. they're closing because people aren't patronizing them anymore. Why aren't people patronizing them anymore?
But let me ask you a question,
So
Mark, because this is something that I was talking about the other day. If all of these businesses are closing, right, and everybody's having a hard time keeping up with what's going on out here, such as getting load, complain about the rate, what happened with all of these trucks that these guys eventually not going to be able to pay for or can't pay for? Because now we have carriers out here that are stuck with these trucks and don't want to return them. But the
they'll come
ones
get
who
them.
do return them now, they're gonna be shattered on their business credit for a few years. You know they can't just go back and get a truck again. Like what is gonna be the solution for that?
There's no solution. You got people that fail every day. People lose. People fail every day. Just like people get shot every day. People fail business every day. It's just another day and another failure. That's it. Ain't nothing gonna happen. They gonna fail. They shit gonna hit their credit. They truck gonna get repo where it's involuntary or voluntary. The bank gonna send somebody out to get it. They gonna sell it on the auction or however they do it, and the show gonna continue to go on. You know, that's just business. Same like a person losing their home and going into foreclosure. They can't pay the note, and the bank gonna come take it from them. It's just life, the circle of life. You know. That's
Right,
it.
but also, do you think a guy, if his business is going down that road, because I spoke to a couple of people that right now their business is heading into the drain. So should they continue to just say, you know what, try to fix it now, which it can't be fixed, or just give it up while you can because it ain't no saving it?
It depends. There was a guy on here like a week or two ago who was
Because it's
30.
done. It's done. It's over with. You know what I mean?
I mean, you got to know as a business owner when it's time to throw in the towel. You know, you got to know when it's time. You don't want to drain yourself and all your resources to the point where you just overextended, you know, draining yourself. You got to know when it's time to throw in the towel. So, you know, that's it. You know, that's up to the individual to kind of know. But you're going to have some people that's going to go out here and they're going to continue to borrow and rob and try to rob from Peter to pay Paul, this, that, and the third. So, you know, that's just the nature of the business. You're going to have the haves and the have-nots. You're going to have the dogs and you're going to have the dogs that get eaten. You're going to have the wolves and you're going to have the sheep. Guys like me prey on weak guys. Lose your shit, I'm going to come buy it from you because I got cash on hand because I understand the business. I understand what I'm doing. I understand everything that we talking about, and I understand patterns when I see different patterns in the economy because I've seen it happen so many times. You know what I'm saying? There's always going to be a change of wealth and there's always going to be new millionaires made, right? So a lot of these guys that came in and they didn't do what they were supposed to do and they took this shit as a game, unfortunately, they're going to be the ones that lose. Their assets are going to get taken. There's going to be a person, probably some type of migrant that's over here that's working their ass off, that's going to buy that truck for a little or nothing and come out here and run that shit the correct way. You know what I'm saying? So it just is what it is. You know, it's a what happened with the trucking was the industry corrected itself. It's a market. You bidding on loads, it's a market. Just like a stock market, crypto market, anything that's market based, when you have times of, if you look at the tech bubble, that box trucking thing, that was a bubble. The bubble burst. I said this 2 years ago was gonna burst, right? And other content creators basically said I was a fucking fool. And then the bubble burst and nobody had nothing to say, right? It burst. And after it burst, the industry started correcting itself. It started pushing out all the unwanteds, all the undesirables, just like a stock market bubble. When the tech bubble was here in the late 90s going into 2000, you had early tech companies that were overvaluated. And eventually the bubble burst and the market corrected itself because those companies weren't worth what they were evaluated. Look at those EV companies of the EV bubble of 2020. Those bubbles bursted. Yeah, Workhorse was fucking $40, $50 a share. Now it's a fucking penny stock. They haven't even produced a vehicle yet. Why is this company valuated at $44 a share? They don't even have a vehicle on the street. You see what I'm saying? The bubble bursted. What was going on during the pandemic was not sustainable for the long term. Anybody that believed that shit was a fucking fool, and they deserve everything that they got. That's how I look at it. I don't feel bad for them because as a business owner, you 100% have to understand what you investing in. Don't invest into shit that you don't understand. If you don't understand the stock market, don't invest into the stock market to say you are an investor. Don't invest into the box truck business just to say, oh, you could take a picture during the pandemic on your budget and your Penske truck sitting on top of it like this, or the people who had the Penske truck and the Penske truck, and then they got their arms spread, one hand on each hood, brand new business owner. Just to say that you're a business owner, you don't know what the hell you're doing. I don't feel bad for them. What happens is the market is correcting itself. And eventually over time, the unwanteds, the undesirables are going to continue to phase out. And the people that know what they're doing are going to continue to make money. And then there's going to be a time where you might see a slight tick up in rates, not too much, not what a lot of the people that came in during the pandemic are expecting, because that was fantasy land. That wasn't reality. When I say a slight uptick, we're talking about cents. We're not even talking about dollars. We're talking about cents. Right? Then that'll be a bonus for the guys that are already still profitable today. Whatever little increase will just be a bonus.
Right.
And then so many years down the line, you'll see somewhat of a situation that we saw happen again, maybe not to the magnitude, and then the market will just correct itself again. We had a trucking market crash in 2019. No one talks about that. Why? Because a lot of these guys that are complaining now weren't even in the business to even know that we had a trucking crash in 2019. Look how many trucking companies went out of business in 2019. So it's just about understanding what you investing in, taking the time to know what you're getting into. Well, that's it. That's
I spoke to someone that come across your channel, and he came across both of us channel. I spoke to him. I guess he saw one of my video about dispatcher. I was talking about it yesterday where he was in Detroit, Michigan. The dispatcher gave him a load for $1,600 to go down to Houston, Texas, right? He run the load from Detroit to Houston, and she kept promising him every time that she'll find the next load. Now, it's a 20-foot load, $1,600, 7,000 pounds, or a little over 7,000 pounds. He ran all the way from Detroit to Houston with the hopes of finding a small piece of partial to go with it. And so one of the things he brought up when you were talking about was that he brought up that you mentioned was that when you mentioned the amount of money can be made in a box truck, I said it all the time, you said it, but I guess it's still something that's stuck in people's head where, and I know you talked to a guy a few months ago about it. They promised them these 7 to 5. What is it? 5 to 7. You know, the 5 to 7 or 7 to 10,000 a week type of deal with these dispatcher companies. So he said that when he was running with that lady, he never made that kind of money. Now, when I said to him, "How do you run from Detroit with a 20-foot load, 7,000 pounds? You know, all of that gas, the weight, all of that stuff." And every time he would do, you know, reach in the city and call her, she'd be like, "I don't get no load yet, but just keep going." And I'm like, bro, she don't care. Dispatchers is not in the business caring about you guys. All they want is their 10 or 15 or 25% or whatever the hell that you guys promised them. You get what I'm saying? But one of the things that he mentioned that sticks out for him was there is no such thing about $7 to $10,000 in a box truck, especially when you're using or running under someone MC. So you quickly find out that it doesn't exist. it's just a phantom to get you through the door. You get what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
And now he's looking back. He's one of the guys that looking back that lost a lot of money and have a truck payment. And then he's asking me, what should he do? Should he keep running? Because he's like, I only got like 3 more months and I'm out. So should he keep going, or should he just say, you know what? I'm gonna save my little capital that I got left. I learned a lesson. It is what it is. But now your credit from your business and your personal gonna take a hit because again, you just to link up with the wrong set of people coming in the business.
I think
You
he
know
should
what I mean?
assess.
So
I think he should
story like
assess.
those is crazy.
I think he should assess what he got going on, and if he's over the road and he's willing to stay out longer, then do that. If he's, partialing, not partialing, taking one pick, one drop, he might want to start partialing, staying out longer, and maximizing the opportunity or his time out in the field so he can, increase his revenue. He needs to see how he can increase his revenue first before he gives up. But if he bought into this industry, believing that just lets me know he didn't do his research. That's how I look at it.
And that's what I'm saying because yeah, sorry.
So
And that's what I'm saying. I told him it would have been better if you take a load from Detroit to Chicago for $900 and then go to because you run a 2.5 day load from, from Detroit all the way to Houston.
Here's what I'm
It
saying,
would have
not to
been
cut
better
you
if
off.
you go.
If he would have just did the research, he would have realized those were semi-truck numbers. So if those are semi-truck numbers, how can a box truck make it?
Right.
So that's
But
semi-truck
they're not doing
numbers.
the research because they've been promised the $7,000 to $10,000.
Well,
That's the problem.
if you going off a promise, then that's on you. You deserve everything you get. Business is business. Listen, when you work for a job, you come in to get told what to do. As a business owner, it's your job to delegate and run that business. Every single decision, you make it. So if you don't know what the hell you're doing, how can you delegate anything? How can you effectively run if you don't know what the hell you're doing? Business ain't no game.
I think they put a lot of hopes in other people though, and hoping that they're gonna get the same accomplishment as what they would see somebody like say I do. Because I see a lot of that also. A lot of people go to these dispatcher companies and run on the other people, MC number, pay 25% or whatever it is, but they still think that they're gonna get the result that, for instance, a guy like me that's doing everything. I'm booking my own load, I'm calling my own shots, I'm doing the whole thing. So they're like, okay, if this box truck guy, and if I'm in a box truck, let's say I'm in a box truck, I'm doing the, my own thing. Even though I'm out here running, in a box truck, I'm still gonna make a higher number than them. But I think they put that responsibility into other people and expecting to get the same result, not realizing that some of the results you want, you're gonna have to put in the work and the time and the effort. And that's another issue you got to realize. Because I've seen that a lot. People put a lot of stuff into, let's say Amazon. Let's use Amazon as an example. They put all that time and effort in Amazon, and then when you take a stop, they do something and Amazon block them, or they can't go back to Amazon. Now what? You see what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying.
But that goes back to people believing in what they hear. I said this shit about Amazon 2 years ago before they started doing it. I said, yo, Amazon history is going to repeat itself. I saw them do it with DSP. I saw them do it with AFP. I said, it's only going to be a matter of time they start incorporating their own trucks. This is not sustainable. A blind retard could see that Amazon was eventually going to start implementing their own trucks for the same reasons they did it for DSP. You've been around. What were the vans before they got before they bought all these blue vans? There was white vans that you had to go out and get. Exactly. Yep. And why did they transition over? Because people weren't taking care of them. They was pulling up to people's house with spray paint and graffiti and and
Yep.
bumpers
Rusted
hanging off and
wheel.
this, that, and that. So if
Yep.
this is Amazon and they're held to a high standard, this is not pleasing to the eye pulling up to someone's house delivered. You had people coming out in their driveway with weapons drawn, not knowing what the hell is this gangbanger van sitting in my driveway for. So Amazon
Right.
changed their business model. So it was only a
Yep.
matter of time. And when I was telling people this, I got a flack. And then guess what? It happened. And then nobody had nothing to say.
But see, they don't know
So
those times though. They don't. But you gotta remember. They don't know those
but
times.
but but but
So
but
you
but
can't blame them because
you
they
you
know the new Amazon. Me, you know the old Amazon
but
with the
but
vans.
but you know what? That's where research comes in. If you come in and you do your research, you would have found that out.
Right.
So if you don't want to
right.
listen to me, and I'm telling you, I've been in this game since 2010, and I'm telling you
Yep.
this shit, I for the life of me, you think I'm pulling this shit out of my ass? Like, you think all these stories and all these moments and experience that I talk about, you think I'm just if I'm pulling this shit out of my ass, then I need to go write scripts and stories for Hollywood. Right?
Yeah.
This shit is all coming from experience. So if you don't want to listen to me, go do the research for yourself. You can Google this shit in 2017 when they changed the whole
Yep.
DSP model. This shit was there.
Yep.
If you wasn't in business or wasn't paying attention during that time, then fine, go do the research. It's right there. They fired
Yeah,
everybody.
but see, they come in 2019, Mark, in 2019, 2021. So those time they're not gonna see those because remember, you gotta remember some of those guys were getting delivered from Amazon in those vans. So they probably weren't even paying attention. You get what I'm saying? Because for whatever reason they weren't home, they weren't interested in trucking or none of that stuff. You see what I'm saying? It's not like me and you that's been around a long time that we can remember what a damn '03 Eno front looked like. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It's different. So you gotta keep that in mind also. But yeah, those was the old days of Amazon. And just like you said with a box truck, they get rid of all the box truck, implicate in their own thing, and now it's all Amazon branded. So everything is under the Amazon banner. So you know you gotta keep that in mind. A lot of these guys are not from the era of, you know, when business was really a low startup for us. They're coming in at a higher rate, higher interest rate, higher truck payment, higher, you know, higher everything. I mean, nowadays, to be honest with you, and I know you talk about this one time when me was talking about your your DOT number, right?
Mhm.
Your DOT number now can just reactivate. You got to remember, some of these guys started in 2019, believe it or
Mhm.
not, Mark, they can't reactivate their MC number because it's so bad. It got too much violation. You see what I'm saying? So we're talking about a
Mhm.
different era. Like we cherish those things
Mhm.
coming in those days because we understand the value of those things. That's another thing a lot of people don't understand about, which is their MC number and DOT number, the value of it. You know, I talk about these guys getting run around
Here it
and
is
just
right
getting
here.
a bunch of violations.
A
Yeah.
quick Google search, you would have found this out. Look at the date.
Mhm.
So like I can't feel bad
You
for
can't
someone.
accept that.
So
Right.
so I can't accept it because it took me all of a minute. What is this Mark dude talking about white vans and the model and da da? Let me go look this shit up.
Right. Yep.
So it
Oh
was
yeah, I
only a
remember
it
those
was
days.
only a matter of time. You know what I'm saying? So people like to believe what sounds good
Mhm.
and continue to run with it. I don't feel bad
Yep.
for them. I don't feel bad for them. I need them to continue to do
Yeah,
shit like that.
it's different.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah.
So,
And some of the stuff that you got to remember also, some of the stuff that, and I said this all the time, like some of the access that they have in just the conversation, not between me and you, but on not even, you know, YouTube. Take YouTube and me and you out of it. But these guys now got more access to truckers than me and you did coming up. You see what I'm saying? because we start in a time where there was. You gotta remember now we have a lot of trucks even that can't even find load, and that's one of the things with the rate. So
Mm.
these guys, they can pull up at a truck stop. I mean, we always could put up at a truck stop, but now it's you can just start a conversation with a driver more easier now than back then, because back then everybody was just doing their own thing, making their own money in different ways. But
Mm.
now they got so much more information access to them. You get what I'm saying? That it's
Yeah.
easy to get information versus when me you was coming up.
Yeah. I got a call in the back, Kurt. Let me go
All right.
help them. If we got time at the end, just call back up at the
Yeah.
end.
All right, my man. Cool.
All right.
Peace. All right, cool.
Yo,
I put this weed out. Hello?
what's going on?
Hey, appreciate the time. Appreciate
So
the
you
time. I got a couple.
you finna put your weed out.
No, that's
That's what I heard.
man.
That's
No,
nah,
I
I heard
appreciate the
weed.
time.
No, before that. You coming on my
No,
live
I
stream
ain't.
smoking? Because now how am
That,
I gonna know you gonna be able to take this information if you under the influence?
man, I'm not under the influence of nothing.
Because I
Written
heard you.
down for you.
All right, well, we gonna see. I hope you
Written.
coherent.
No, I'm perfect, man. No, but a couple questions. I'm just getting home a couple months ago. So my question was, like, starting off the box truck, am I better off to rent it or try to get into owning one?
You just came home from where?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You got some money?
Yeah, I got some money put up.
How much money you got?
Probably about 15.
15 thou wow
Yeah.
or 1,500?
Not a big one.
15,000? That's the big one?
15,000. Yeah.
Okay. All right. When you plan on
But I'm
starting
in
this
the Minnesota,
business?
like I'm in the Minnesota, Chicago area.
How you in
That's
the
where
Minnesota, Chicago area? Where are you at?
I mean, that's where I'll be
That's
driving.
8 hour. That's an 8 hour distance.
That's where I'll be driving. That's the area, like Minnesota.
So let me ask you this: when you plan on starting this business?
I got the LLC going, but I'm just kind of heard a couple different opinions. And people
LLC
say,
don't mean you got a business. That's just an LLC. That you got an LLC, you still ain't got a business. When do you plan on starting this business?
I mean, after the phone call now, I guess if I don't have a business, what I thought of.
Yeah, you ain't got no business. You just got a LLC.
But I got the bank account.
Okay, but you ain't got no business.
I know. I'm just saying what I have.
So you ready to start it right now?
Yeah.
Well, 15 grand ain't really enough for you to buy a truck and get everything that you need to get up and going. It's just not enough to buy it. Now renting it, depending on the markets you in, what they charging for the truck weekly, what they charging mileage wise. Plus now they have a down payment hold or something that, I've heard people say they had to put 5,000 down. I've had people come up say they had to put 10,000 down. So anywhere between 5 and 10,000, right there, that's a lot of money gone. That's 2/3, half to 2/3 of the money that could possibly go on just with the down payment. And then you still got to have cash flow to run, plus all the other expenses that you need as far as your down payment for your insurance, all the equipment that you need to have in your truck as far as your straps and load bars, blankets, wrap, shit like that, and everything else, cash flow.
So how much would you say?
20 to 30.
Okay, if I said that was okay, now how would I move forward?
Me personally, I mean, to me, I'm just being honest. Renting a truck in these times are a lot different from back in my day because the trucks are a lot more expensive, and the rates are pretty much similar. So if the cost is higher and the rates are the same, I would advise someone, if possible, to come in with, owning your own truck. I mean, now if you absolutely can't and you have to go the rental route, then you need to find a rental that is going to be affordable so that you can profit, something. You're not going to profit as much as you would if you owned your truck, When I say own, not necessarily own it outright, your fixed cost as far as you paying the note is going to be a lot less than that $1,000+ a week you're going to be paying for a rental. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
What's a good mileage rate?
a good mileage rate to me would be 10-12 cents because that's what I know. You know, I haven't rented a truck in this era. So I hear guys paying 20, 25, 28 cents. You know, with what if you plan on doing OTR, right?
Yeah, that's my next question. What's the best?
I would say if you're gonna run OTR, then you need to at least get something less than 20 cents a mile. I would try to stick somewhere in the teens.
And then if I just do like,
I think for truck rental, I think somewhere between $100 to $125 a day, I think is sustainable, and you should be able to make money. Anything more, you know, I think it's kind of questionable if you run an OTR.
Now, when I did my insurance quote, it was kind of high, but does that go down after time?
What's high? 2,400 on what? What type of truck VIN did you give them?
A 26-foot box truck, a F650.
What year?
2022.
How old are you?
38.
What you got on your record?
My driving record, like an accident from 3 years ago.
Well, there you go. So you got an accident and a 2022. So the newer the truck, the higher the insurance, because if you get into an accident, you got more expensive parts. You got newer parts. You got a newer truck is always going to cost more to insure than an older truck. The value is higher, so the insurance is going to be higher. A 2022 versus a 2012, the value is different. So the replacement value of a 22 is a lot higher than, let's say, a 2012. You got an accident, so that means you're questionable. You're a risk. So we're going to charge you more because you're a risk.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Now, as far as if I did go the route of trying to own a truck, what's like a good year or a good mate that's kind of like not too hard?
What do you plan on doing?
I was thinking about trying to do like Amazon, and then like it was a couple trucking like daily routes in Minnesota that had little companies.
Man, you smoke weed, big dog.
Nah, I don't
Yeah, you
smoke
do,
weed.
bro. So you telling me I didn't hear what I heard? If you smoke weed, you smoke weed, bro. I'm not your parent. I heard what I heard.
No, I ain't
You ain't
cool
got-
on your.
But I heard. Let me put this weed up. You smoke weed. So you a trucker? Would you think they not gonna drop you?
Man, look, that was just.
I know people that's done got caught with weed at weigh stations. I know people that's done got caught with weed when they got pulled over for an inspection. See, the thing with weed smokers is they smoke weed. So that means you're gonna be on the road smoking weed because you can't live without it. No, I'm just keeping it funky. See, I heard what I heard, so I'm just going off what I heard.
Real too, though, but the smoking ain't more important than what I got going, trying to get going. So
Okay, well.
But yeah, so like, what's a good truck though? Like, if I was able to look into that market, like how old do I want to go or not go?
You said you going over the road or local?
I want a lot of probably local just to get going, then kind of get a feel for it, and then go over the road.
Local doing what?
Like I was trying to do Amazon.
Oh, okay. You looked into Amazon?
Yeah, I looked into Amazon. A couple people.
What you find out? What you find out?
They said that the market I was in was a good market for doing the Amazon in Minnesota.
You don't got no authority though, do you?
Now I applied for all that as well too.
So like you can't do Amazon. You gotta have 180 days. So you can't do Amazon anyway.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna try to. My last question was what's a good platform to get going in the beginning? But like my 6-month goal, I understand that from somebody else told me. I was
So
trying to do.
what do you want to do?
It's my end game is to just do
No,
like.
what do you want to do?
What you mean?
You want to get into box trucking, right? Do you want to do
Yeah.
local? You want to do OTR? Amazon is out the Amazon is out the picture
I want to do OTR
because you just said local.
because I want to get the feel for it before I go OTR.
All right, so since you can't do Amazon, what do you want to do now? What's next? What did you have second? I can't answer the question till you tell me what you want to do.
Make money with my box truck. But that's what I'm asking.
See, check this out. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna answer your question, but let me tell you something. You don't know what you want to do.
Because I don't know the platforms.
Why?
Because I got a question to ask you. That was on my list. What's some good platforms? Like, what are my avenues?
See, this is the research that you supposed to have already done.
True.
Me, I'm here to get you out your jams. I'm here to, get you to the next level. I'm not the kindergarten. Like me, I don't do primary shit. This shit right here that you asking me is Googleable, right? These are the first primary steps. When the day you say, okay, I want to start a box truck business, these are the first things that you should have been looking up. Okay. What can you do in a box truck? Boom. You said Amazon. Amazon out the question. You should hold on. You should have known off back that you couldn't do Amazon off back. So you shouldn't even have mentioned that. That's how I know you ain't did no research.
I have. This was some last minute when I told I could get on the call with you. But it's called Street Fleet in Minnesota is what I'm trying to do.
What's Street Fleet? What is that? You in Minnesota?
Yeah.
You in Minneapolis?
Come on, man. Minneapolis? Yeah. It's like
shit. I'm from Chicago. Is that the way you Minneapolis? How you pronounce it?
Minneapolis. Man.
Minneapolis. All right. Well,
you don't say all the ends now.
Well, man, I'm from the crib, man. I'm from y'all. I'm from y'all. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Y'all.
You ever had Soleil?
You said say that again?
You ever ate Soleil?
Out west on Roosevelt?
Yeah.
Come on, man. I know where it's at. So what you think? I'm from the crib, bro. Listen, I'm one of the guys, dog. Yeah, I ate that. I ate that when they was on Chicago Avenue before they moved over on Roosevelt.
Okay, well,
come on, dog. I'm really from the crib, dog. I'm one of them guys, dog. I ain't one of them middle Americans. I'm in this.
You ain't in Calumet City. You ain't.
Come on, bro. Stop playing with me, bro. You ain't had people come up here like, man, you from over east. I done came across people I went to high school with. Come on, man. I'm from the crib, dog.
Yeah, my man stay downtown, man. They got a nice, they downtown, but yeah, so they good. But no, it's called Street Fleet. It's like daily, like a daily working company. They just give you work daily, and the people that I had doing it in Minnesota said they make like $600 or $700 a day.
So you want to buy a box truck to depend on some day labor?
No, this is just things to get going.
Bruh.
My question, I answered the question that you walked me down.
You gonna fail. You gonna fail, bruh. You gonna fail.
I ain't gonna fail.
You know why? Because listen. You start a box truck business. It's only a few things you can do. We finna break them down. You can either go over the road. You can do local final mile, which is going to require more than one person. You could do curbside final mile, which is going to be very difficult for you to get. You could do Amazon, or you can do moving. Amazon is out the question. You can't do that off back. You don't strike me as a guy that's gonna move and lift too much shit. So moving is out of the question. You do what now? Moving
now. I was gonna be better prepared when my cousin had just spoke to you about his moving company, and then he like, oh well, bros online answering questions, so I was rushing.
You
I
high,
couldn't even
bro.
figure
You
out.
high.
I got it front
Huh?
and back. I couldn't even figure out what I wanted to ask. It's front and back.
Yeah. But you got to come better prepared, big dog.
I told you this was last minute. I just was trying to hop on and get some quick
My
advice.
time valuable. My time valuable.
Walk me down, so I apologize, but no,
I caught you smoking. You know what I'm saying? You thought
I got the fun.
I'm looking at you in the back room. Okay, you got $15, but you don't know what you want to do.
This online, but no, we had a one-on-one. I got the funds to get it going, man. I ain't gonna say that.
Well, the only thing I see you probably doing, bro, is going to OTR. I don't really think you gonna do no moving.
Or no, man, I moved now.
Oh, you got people? You ready to roll?
Yeah.
All right, well, then start a moving company. You can go rent a truck. See, that's what I'm saying. You gotta let me know what you're doing. See, a moving company, I don't care if they charge you. I don't care if they charge you $1 amount. You can cover the cost of that with a moving company because you charging a premium rate. Truck ain't really going nowhere. You going from one house to another locally. You're not really.
That's
I don't care if they charge you $1 amount. But you're not telling me what you want to do. You all over the place, bro.
I'm telling you, I want to do trucking over the road,
bro.
Final out, as you say.
My answer is gonna be different. If you tell me you want to start a moving company, your question was, man, can I rent a truck? If you tell me you want to start a moving company, can I rent a truck? I would say, hold on. I would say absolutely. If you say going over the road, I'm gonna say it depends on what your rate is, but more than likely not. The answer is gonna be different.
No, you just said final mile, but then you said I look like a type that I ain't gonna move nothing. And
but what do you want to do, bro? What do you want to do?
Over the road box truck. I'm just telling you how I got onto the phone with you. My cousin was just speaking with you about the moving.
Okay.
So I can move if final mile requires moving. I am able to move.
What do you want to do first? Primary. What is your goal? Primary. Coming in. If I give you a box truck today, you got your authority. What do you want to do? What's the primary thing you want to do first? Because that's the only thing we're gonna stick on.
Probably final mile.
So you got workers?
I got two people I could probably count on.
Who gonna apply for the contract?
Because I got a felony.
I didn't know that. I was gonna say because you smoke weed.
Man, no.
But now since you want thought, well, you just told me. I didn't know that until you just said it. I was thinking when I asked you that because you smoked weed. You got felony and what?
Drug. I got 4 drug felonies.
When is the last one?
The last one is in the charge is in 2016 or 2017. That's when the charge was, or I was sentenced.
So they was all before 2016?
Yep. I don't
know that all depend on the company. That's past 7 years. That's 8 years. So that all depend on the company. What were the other ones for?
No violence, just all drugs.
That all depend on the company. That all depend on the company. So,
But I mean, if the contract got to be moved, I could do it in my brother's name. He don't have, I could have him do the contract.
So it'll be your brother's company.
I didn't think a felon with non-violent felony, like I was reading, they say them too much ain't.
But that's why I said it all depend on the company. Here's the thing, man. Favoritism and bias and all that shit exists. Because I'm gonna look at you, I'm gonna act like I'm not, looking at you funny. But if I see anything, well, I don't trust me. I ain't giving him shit. I ain't hiring him. It happens. If you go in there talking to them the way you talking to me, not prepared, get caught smoking weed, coming in smelling like weed because you just hit the blunt on the ride out to the logistics company. They're gonna interview you, but then when you leave, they're gonna take your application and they're not gonna put it in a pouch. They're gonna take your application and they're gonna put it under there in the dumpster. You see what I'm saying? So
I understand all that.
Yeah.
Like I say, I do apologize because this was off guard, so I wouldn't have been.
How's it off guard? You sitting in the green room. You in the green room hitting the joint. I'm looking at you. Just because you ain't on the screen, I see you, boy. If you see this shit that I got back here, boy, I'm looking. I see the next person that's been in the green room. I'm looking right at him.
Yeah, I wasn't even. I was, but
Yeah.
if you would have seen, I was writing my questions down.
You tweaking.
I was writing my questions down.
Hey, and I get you, and I'm answering them, but I'm just letting you
But
know,
no,
man.
I want to do the final mile. I would like to know
All
how to
right,
get going
all right,
final mile.
all right. So get you a truck. You gotta hire you a helper. I would try to buy a truck. I mean, it is a little bit more sustainable if renting a truck versus going OTR because you're not going as many miles. So if you couldn't buy a truck out, if you had to rent a truck, I would find one where the rates were somewhat fair, and start applying with different companies and make sure you don't sign a contract that is not paying well just to say, oh, I got a contract. Know your numbers. How much is it costing you to run? How much is your labor going to cost you? What's your fixed cost and your variable cost? $600 a day if you get offered, it may not be enough money to be worth it.
Care
Do you plan on being on the truck?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then that makes a little difference. So,
yeah, I'm being on the
so,
truck.
so yeah, you're gonna need equipment. You're gonna need blankets. You're gonna need cases of shrink wrap, tape, straps. It's just like moving. You're gonna need all the equipment that you need for moving.
So how do you apply? Do you go to just go onto the Final Mile and apply, or
you can go to their website or you can go there personally? I say go to the website first, and if you don't get any response, then I would start, beating their doors down.
So just go in person, and that's the only company really.
No, I would apply first online and give them some time to respond, and if they don't respond in a timely fashion, like a week or so, then I would start beating their doors down.
Okay. And then how do you get going for over the road? What?
You get a truck. You'll get your authority, which you would do for everything. BOC3, UCR, your insurance, your truck. And then you would get a load board subscription.
And do it like that.
And start looking for loads.
Because I did need to get BOC3. I did that.
How you do a BOC3? You ain't got no truck.
Because I was using the truck. Wait. Told you.
How you do a BOC? You got a DOT and an MC?
Yeah, because I told you I was using the 2022 F650.
Do you have a DOT and an MC?
Yeah.
What's your MC number? You have an MC. Did you pay for an MC? Hold on. Did you pay for an MC? How much you pay for it?
$300. It messed up because I did it wrong, and I applied carrier and broker and not carrier, so I had to do the OPS.
What's your DOT number? What's your DOT number?
422-7313. Brothers moving in junk.
What?
Brothers moving in junk removal.
Bro, you entity type broker.
I just told you that's why I made the mistake and had to send in a new MS in the OP form. I did it originally, but I didn't send in my license, so I had to redo it with the license.
So you're active as a broker.
Yeah.
Operating. Bro.
I told you I made the mistake and didn't know. Look, I'm about to show you right now. I just
bro,
faxed
it's
it
just
off.
So much wrong. Just throw this one away, bro. Throw this away. Start again.
I'll do that.
Listen to me. Throw all this away. Brother moving and junk removal. You didn't even put an S. You didn't even put an S after brothers. Brother? Nah, bro. No. This some ghetto shit right here, bro.
Come on. Okay,
you know we keep it funky. I ain't trying to be,
I ain't mad at you. That's why I'm taking
this some ghetto shit. I don't like the name. I'm not hiring you. Brother. Man, he ain't put an S on the end. Brother moving and junk removal. So I'm thinking you're gonna come move me, and you've been putting junk in the truck that you're gonna move my nice shit in. No, I'm not hiring them. I'm not hiring them. Bruh, throw this shit away. Throw all
Okay, I
this
will
away
do
and
that.
start fresh. Forget this. This is a wrap, dude. You done put broker. You got goddamn. What made you apply for a broker?
Man, I just did it on accident.
No, you didn't. You got general freight, building material, garbage and Come on, bro. Come
Hey,
on,
well,
bro.
man, I just told you I ain't know. I thought I was
Come
doing
on, bro.
something
You
the right
tweaking.
way.
You ain't doing it the right way. That's wrong, man. Get this one up. Just let
Oh,
this one
that's
go,
cool. I
man.
can live with that. I ain't mad. I
Start
can live with
over. Yeah,
some new LLC. Cool,
yeah.
boom, no problem.
No, I'm not. What's your business? You named your business. Your LLC says this too. Brother Moving and Junk Removal.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Nah, man. That ain't it.
All right, I can do LLC. Correct name. Boom, easy.
That ain't it. So
So
you got insurance too?
no, I did make it. I had a down payment for $2,400, but then I'm like, well, before I pay it, let me figure it out because the insurance was acting like they was reading broker too.
So let me get this straight.
Hey, what's up, man?
So originally you wanted to start a moving company. I'm assuming based off the name.
Originally, when I got out, I was gonna do junk removal. Like, fuck it, let me just do junk removal. Boom. But I'm like, I could do moving as well. So I did brothers moving and junk removal.
You know what's
So like I
crazy?
said, I
You
was
know
gonna
what's
do it with my
crazy?
brother.
Check this out. You know what's crazy? To start a moving company, this should be checked. Household goods. You got everything checked except what should be checked.
Because I just did the movie because I was just like, so when I had the name, when I did it, but it was really like, I
You
didn't know
don't
what
need
I was
none of
doing,
this.
bro.
You don't need none of this for junk removal. You don't
I
need none
didn't
of
know
this.
that though. I told you I just had did
You
4
know
years. I
why?
didn't know none of
Because
it.
that ain't no excuse. That means you didn't do
So
no
I just was
research.
like trying to do
You
something
just
for real.
you tweaking,
And really
bro.
to be honest
I
with
don't.
you, to be
Yeah,
honest, it was to get my parole officer off my back.
you
So
did
I
4
boom,
years.
my
You
homie
did
like
4
do this
years. Check this out.
for
You did
sure.
4 years. So what you
For
mean you didn't
sure.
know? You didn't have nothing but time to find out. You had 4
I,
years to find out. You should have came out running. You had 4 years.
I did come out running. I was doing good, but then
What
I'm
you
like,
was
well, let
doing
me
in
do
there
this.
4 years? Come on, dog.
Understanding stuff. I came out working. I was at Pepsi doing
I
good.
hear you. It's
$30
all
an
good.
hour.
It's all good, bro. It's all
But
good.
that's why I'm here now though. You
I
from the
get you.
city. I'm letting you
Yeah.
slice me down.
I ain't slicing you down. I'm keeping it
But
1,000 with you.
no. So boom, okay. If I can get the truck 100 to 125 a day, over the road less than 20 cents. For insurance, what, go through a broker?
Bruh. Yeah, go through a broker, but you got a license and a BOC3 on a truck that you ain't going to. What? Bro, you doing too much, bro. You did all this shit for a truck that you not even going to have.
Yeah, I
Bro,
was
do
going to.
do this. Do this, bro. I don't know what to do. I don't know if you need to fix this or change
I
it
already
or I don't
fixed
know.
it. I submitted
No,
it
you
for
didn't.
fix.
This is not a fix. When
I,
did you submit for a fix?
I just
When you
submitted,
s-
just called them like 2 days earlier today. They said call back in 8 days. It
All
takes
right,
8 days to
well,
process.
all right, well, whatever. Figure something out. All right. So you want to do OTR? You said, is that what your final answer is?
Yeah, OTR.
I would advise you to get a truck. Then I wouldn't advise to rent a truck for OTR. I advise you to find a truck. I would advise you to find an affordable truck. I would advise you to do a lot more research than you've done. I would advise you to come in at a very, very minimal cost with the understanding that the profit margin is very low. I would advise you to take this shit a lot more serious than you've been taking it.
What's a good truck? A good used truck?
I mean, you could get a Freightliner, you could get a Hino. I wouldn't really recommend a Zuzu. I wouldn't even recommend that F650 that you got. Now, if you was doing this F650 for local work, then yeah. But over the
That's what we
road, I
was
really
doing.
would.
doing local moving and staging.
That's fine, but you don't want to do that. That's not what you said you want to do. You want to do OTR.
Yeah,
See, here's the thing. When I want to start something, I know what I want to do.
I want to do OTR, but that's what I was telling you. I was down in Dallas with my cousin you just spoke with, and he was asking you about the
Who was
moving.
your
So that's
cousin?
what I'm currently doing, the moving.
Who was your cousin?
You just spoke to him, Terrence, and he asked you about the.
Oh, that's your cousin?
Yeah, so when he just said
Oh,
it was last minute. I'm doing something
well,
else. He
that's
like,
fine,
just ask.
but
He like,
yeah,
ask
but you,
bro. So I'm
yeah.
like, all
I
right, well,
mean,
let me ask.
yeah, but you got to take this shit serious. I don't think you
I
really
am though.
know,
Like
bro.
I got a whole everything written down. I just wasn't buying it because I didn't know it was like this. I'm like, oh, well, what? I asked him a question. He like, nah, he gonna give you everything.
Well,
So I'm rushing to kind of get the basic questions to kind of get forward.
the
That was
chat
insurance company.
the chat investigators already pulled you up with the state of Minneapolis. You're not licensed with the state. You're not incorporated
Because
legally.
another thing I didn't know. I thought I would be able to have the company when I did the DOT stuff. I thought I'd be able to do it in Texas. They said no, you got to do it in Minnesota. I didn't know that at the time either.
Yeah.
So that's what I was saying. Like y'all really off guard, but I'm gonna take it though, cause I should have been ready. But yeah. So the cargo van ain't no money in that either.
Yeah, it's money in
Cause I
that.
want to do over the road, but I can afford to you know what I mean. Now that we here, I can afford to do more. So I'm like, well, let me get it going, do over the road, and I get somebody going in a cargo van or something locally. I'm really just out of whack, cause you know what I mean. I ain't got my folder with me.
Yeah, so I mean, I would wait. If I was you, I would wait to come back up here another time, bro. Come better prepared, bro. Cause
Yeah, that's what I'm like. I ain't expecting. You know what I mean. I
yeah,
thought it was just a quick little
like,
Q&A.
cause here's the thing, I'm not like the type of guy that's gonna like tell you what to do. You got to tell me what you want to do, and then I'm gonna. That's what I'm not like the Google guy. Like all this shit, I feel
That's
like
why I said
you
wanted
coming.
the final.
I hear what you said, but a lot of the shit that you just said you wanted to go OTR.
I said I want to start doing final mile and then eventually go over the road. That was my exact answer. You said,
Well, I'm looking at. Listen, what I'm looking at. You telling me you want to do final mile, then go OTR, and I'm looking at a goddamn light the thing say brother moving and junk removal. What do you want to do, bro? If you want to do final mile and OTR, whatever, why is your company name Brother Moving, brother moving, and junk removal? Come on, man. Like this shit is like, I feel like, man, you trolling me or something? Are you trolling me, big dog? Come on, man.
The name can't have the name got to associate to what it is.
What you think?
I mean, shit. I ain't think it was off like that. If I put brothers moving and junk removal,
brother moving and junk removal. So you want to do final mile, and your company named Junk Removal. You want to go OTR, call brokers, and your company is Junk Removal. You'll never book a load. No one is going to ever take you serious. Listen to me. No one is going to take you serious. You know how? Because I don't take you serious.
If I would have did it, I would have put it in the other LLC, the Safe and Secure Logistics. But I didn't think the name really meant nothing. That's LLC too, the same thing. But like I told you, this was what I ran with because I got the bank account. I did all the business credit in this because that's how I started. I didn't think I would have to rechange it, you know what I mean, to a new name because I was going into over the road or final mile. I didn't think that, honestly, because everything I've done to this day is in that name.
Listen, let me explain something to you, bro. And I ain't being harsh on you. I'm just keeping it.
Man, I can't.
Because the world ain't like, it's a lot of shit that basically what I'm trying to tell you is a lot of the shit that you've done already was a waste of time because you didn't do. If you made it this far to do this, here's what I'm saying. If you did this, that means you skipped over a lot of research. You made it this far, but you don't know a lot of shit. Like I don't even know how to say this shit the right way because it's just all discombobulated.
Yeah.
You got a goddamn MCDOT for a broker
I just
as
made
a brother moving junk removal. What you want to do? You say I want to stay local. What you want to do? Well, final mile, but then I want to go OTR. But if that's what you want to do, why is your company named this? Why?
That's what
I hear
that's
you,
why
bro.
I did everything in his name. Like when I've got paid for doing hauling, it's in his name. So I'm like, well, let me just keep this
Okay,
going
well,
and do the final mile.
listen, let me. I gotta take an intermission, bro. I'll be right back. Sit tight. I gotta take a 2-minute intermission, bro. All right. Sit tight.
I'm here, man.
Sit tight.
He frying me. Cousin, put me under the gun. I'm damn. I wasn't ready though. I got questions. Hold on, he put me back on. He like, hold on, I gotta take a 1-minute break with you, bro. He like, I'm coming back though. Please sit still. I'm like, damn, I'm not doing no moving. The only reason I brought the move because you said I didn't look like I was a moving type of nigga.
You come on with your shit, brothers move.
Because that's what I was doing at the crib, junk removal.
I'm just saying, look like damn.
But I didn't know that. But I got another LLC, Safe and Secure Logistics, already done. But I would have used that if I knew. But the bank name and all that shit in this. He talking about, it don't even got an S at the end. Talking about brother. He talking about brother removal. I said, man, you killing me. He talking about, you know I'm from the city.
And they goddamn, they called
Who?
The nigga with the house.
Who?
Yesterday.
I know he was. Look, that's crazy. Look, swear to God, look what just popped up. What my mom just said. Told you I had another one. You know what I mean? Like, but I didn't think, because I didn't have no bank account for it. And did it in Nene name. It was glass. My mom always think something crazy. Shake my head. Why? Is it safe? You know what I mean?
What?
That's what she put, shake my head. Because she got a piece of mirror.
Oh, yeah.
Like, why is that negative? If a motherfucker come back, hello?
You know I can hear you, bro.
I'm ready now, though. See,
I can hear everything you saying, bro.
I don't get prepared. I'm ready now. Can I represent it?
Bro, let me tell you. Since you've been up, when you keep hearing them rings, that's people calling in. You gave people the confidence to call up. They said this shit can't be, my shit can't be this bad. I swear to God, the moment you came up, I got a laundry list full of people in the back room. Every time you hit a ring,
that's
but
good.
see but what I'm saying is, here's what I'm saying,
I'm
bro.
ready now, though. That 2
Bro,
minutes, I prepare myself.
I'm gonna give you. Listen, let me say. I see. I'm gonna have to spend some extra time tonight.
Can I get 2
I don't
to 3
want to.
minutes?
No, I'm gonna
And
give you. No, listen. I'm gonna give you. You see this clock in the bottom?
Yeah, 152s.
I'm gonna give you 7 more minutes. When that gets to 145.
Okay, look, boom.
Cause I got people in the back, bro.
Okay, look, boom. My goal, I want to operate a MC or a DOT or the DOT per how I need to, because I would like to get eligible for the Amazon Relay in 160 days. That's something I want to accomplish and get 1 or 2 people in just on the side. My goal is to do the 009 over the road daily for about a week or 2 just to get familiar with driving the truck and using the equipment, and then I would like to go over the road within that time frame. I'm not going to say, oh yeah, I want to jump over the road and not have no type of experience with all the stuff I had to learn.
How you get experience? How you get over the road experience?
By going over the road. I'm talking about just with all the equipment.
With what equipment? The truck. If you can't drive the truck, you can't drive the truck. I don't care if you driving it.
I could drive the truck
on Main Street, on 2nd Street. All right, so what's the point? Just you think somebody's going to give you a final mile contract for 2 weeks? You say I want to go local for 2 weeks and then go over the road.
I'm saying I will do that. I'll do that for the contract period, and then after the contract period, I would like to go over the road.
Bro, it might take you 4 weeks to get on board it with a final mile company.
That's okay.
And then there's no contract period. It's until you walk away until they get rid of you.
That's
not extra stone. Why go through all that? Why go through all that for a few weeks, bro?
So is it easier just to go over the road? You saying?
If you gonna go over the road, go over the road. So you mean you're gonna hire a guy for a few weeks to fire him so you can go over the road?
No, I'm gonna do the daily stuff.
If you're gonna do final mile, requires 2 people, bro.
Okay, me and my brother. Okay.
So then you're gonna just let him go, and then you're gonna go over the road.
Yeah.
Well, do what you want, bro. To me, that's not a good business. To me, that business plan is not good. If you want to go over the road, go over the road.
So how do I start to go over the road?
By finding loads. Either download you a load board.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, that right, or find you a dispatcher. I mean, you may have to get a dispatcher because you don't have any relationships, so you may have to find somebody temporarily to get you some loads because you're a new carrier and a lot of people may not want to deal with you. There are some brokers that will deal with you. TQL is one of them. There's a few more. So it's going to be difficult for you to get loads at the beginning. All right. So you got to understand all of this. All right. You got to understand. So you're going to need some cash flow. 15,000, you may not have enough cash flow. I don't know what your money situation is, right?
Okay.
So what's your are you gonna buy a truck or are you gonna rent a truck?
Well, to be honest, I'll probably just rent a truck to start.
Okay, well, what's the rates? Have you started inquiring your market for rates?
Yeah, for Penske, they was talking like 1,300 to 1,400 weekly and like 24 cents a mile until you build
you're gonna fail. You're gonna fail. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what?
No, I'm serious. Think about it. Think about it.
How do I prevent failing?
Have you done the math?
On the as far as what?
How many miles? How many hours can you drive a day?
12.
No. How many hours can you work a day over the road? Not drive. Hey, whoever in the background, stop trying to save him.
Ain't nobody in the background.
I hear somebody in the back. How many hours can you drive? How many hours can you work a day?
truck, I ain't gonna lie. I would say 14.
Hey, how many hours can you drive?
14.
Bro, do me a favor.
I'm
Listen,
asking you answer.
do me a favor. Those answers are wrong. And this is the shit you supposed to know. Before you come to Mark, this is shit, minor Googleable shit that you should know. You listen to me. You went as far as doing this. You spent money, wasted money on this. This is why you did this shit wrong. Because listen to me. You want to listen or you want to take this? Because listen, I got a bunch of people in the back. I got probably 600 or 700 DMs that I ain't answered. You in a position where you getting my time and you not taking it serious, bro.
I am taking it serious.
I'm giving you
no,
because I'm right now. What I'm telling you, the questions it don't even matter. You know why? Because you don't even know legally what you are supposed to do and not what you're supposed to do. And this is some of the first shit you should know when you go to research what it is that you want to do. You don't even know how many hours you can drive and work, but you went and did this. So I'm not finna sit up here and pacify you and give you the answers that you looking for, and I see an issue and not correct the issue. You need to go back to square one, sir. You need to go back to square one. You need to understand what you investing in. You have no idea what you finna get into. So based on that answer right now, if you were to come into this business tomorrow, you would 100% fail. I'm willing to put every single penny, dollar I have up that I would give you 3 months, 90 days, you out of here. And I'm not being funny. I'm not being facetious. I'm not being negative. I'm telling you this because you have no idea what you're getting yourself into. This is very basic information. You don't even legally know what you're supposed to do and what you're not supposed to do. The answer is 11 hours. So when I asked you how much, what was the rates for the rental trucks, right? And you gave me those answers. And then the next question I asked you was, I was going to ask you, how many miles do you think you're going to drive a day? But I said, let me throw this one in here first to even see if he knows this answer for me to even continue to go forward with him. I'm not finna sit up here and do numbers, an estimation of numbers to prove to you that 24 cents a mile and $1,300 a week is going to put you in you're going to fail. This is what I was finna go, but I'm like, man, I don't even think he know this. Let me see. Because here's the thing, 24 cents a mile. How many miles you think you're going to max out a day driving? Well, I know you don't know the answer because you don't even know how many hours you can drive.
Probably 350, 400.
Oh, you definitely going to fail. You only going to go 300 miles a day? Man, forget about it, bro. Forget about it. See, you ain't did the research. 300 miles a day. You ain't going to never get nowhere. You never going to get nowhere to even make the money to cover your truck. But I could drive 300 miles since we started this conversation, 300 miles and back. I'm exaggerating, but I'm just saying. Bro, you ain't going to make no money. 300 miles. That's it?
No, man. I'm letting this happen though because I'm learning.
Check this out. I'm trying
to tell you, I wasn't ready.
If you can drive, how you wasn't ready for this, fam?
Because I don't have my notebook with me. That's what I just told you.
You don't need a notebook. What are you talking about, bro?
Because I got answers in my notes from doing research.
What are you talking about? What do you need a notebook to know how many hours you can legally drive as a licensed trucker? Has nothing to do with a notebook.
It's in my notes. No, I don't know off the top of my head, but it's in my notes. I did the research. I understand it. That's how I got to this.
No, you don't, bro. No, you don't.
I just don't have my notes with me.
No, you don't. No, you don't. There's no, bro. How old are you?
I told you 38.
Bro. No,
I
bro.
did research on it.
Bro, you got a lot to learn. You need to go back. Because this ain't shit that you notes and notebook. This is shit that you just know. Yo, I can only legally drive X amount of hours. I can only legally work X amount of hours. Like, This is not shit that I'm gonna write down and then refer back to my notebook. You think when you drive it, you can refer to your notebook? No, you know this when you're driving because you got a clock. This is shit that any person that's in a truck knows. Anybody that wants to get into trucking knows. These are knowable things. I'm not trying to like.
Well, I respect everything you said. You're not bothering me.
I want you
I'm
to.
understanding it at the same time.
Okay, so here's the thing, bro. It's a lot of things that you have taken for granted. You went all the way to this point, even though it's wrong. You should, with the information that we've discovered that you don't know, this should never even have taken place. You are not even ready for this. This is why this is wrong.
I
You see what I'm
understand
saying?
that now.
You need to go to Trucking 101. Forget licensing and all that stuff. You need to start researching the basics, the laws, the Googleable stuff.
I'm listening to you. I ain't
What
got no.
size truck? What's the weight for the truck?
What's the weight?
Mm-hmm. You non CDL,
26,000.
right?
Yeah,
Huh?
26,000.
Okay, what's the load capacity? Who you look? Hey, bro, get off my line, bro. I ain't
What
got
you
time.
mean? I'm asking the person whose truck I'm using.
What?
This not my truck.
But it's your business.
It's not my truck. That's the truck I'm using. It's
So
not
you
the truck.
don't
That's
you
why-
don't know what the load capacity and the weight is? You supposed to know this shit. What if you driving a CDL truck and you get stopped by a state trooper?
That's
Business
why I
owner?
asked you, what's a good truck?
You
I'm not. I haven't.
no.
That's why I asked you,
You're asking someone else for some shit that you should know.
the truck that we're using. That's why I asked you, what's my best.
You don't know
option?
that. You already using. You don't know it. So that means you driving a truck that could be a CDL truck. What if the truck is rated at 33,000 pounds?
I know it's not.
How do you know that? Because you just looked over to somebody else to give you the answer. So that means you
For the
don't know
capacity.
nothing.
I don't know the load capacity. You said how much do it weigh? I told you 26,000. You said what's the load capacity? I looked over to the owner of the truck. What's the load capacity?
Do you got a
It's not
CDL?
my truck. Huh?
You got a CDL?
No.
Okay. Well,
Non-CDL. That's what I'm saying. I don't. That's why I asked you, what's the best option for me getting a truck? Should I rent it first? Should I own it? Then I said, what's a good truck to have? You said a Freightliner. Okay. Somebody told me an International.
yeah. Who
Don't
told
go
you
older than
international?
2016. International, they say, is the best truck to start off with. So I did research on International. That's why I asked you, what's a good truck
Bro,
I should look at?
Researching trucks is cool, but this just further proving my point. You researching shit and you skipped a lot of shit. The shit that you should know, you don't even know. You researching trucks, you done went as far as you got a authority for a broker. You have an active authority for a broker, and you trying to.
I told you I corrected the broker form. I just
You
submitted
missing
it.
the point, bro.
Change
You
the
missing a
date.
point. You missing a point.
I'm not.
missing a
but
point.
You highlighting something that I admitted to making the
I'm
fall
highlighting
on.
shit. Yeah, but you shouldn't even be at this point. You don't even know load capacity, weight. You don't know how many hours legally you can drive. You don't even know how many hours you legally can work. Bruh.
I understand. I didn't get all my shit right. I jumped the gun, but that's just what happened.
What's going to happen when you get out here and you competing against somebody like me?
What you mean? What you going? What
Because
you mean? Like
because you gonna have people out here that know what they doing, and you don't know what you doing. If you don't know this, how you gonna go on a load board and know what loads to pick versus what loads not to pick?
that's Yeah, you kidding? But that's why I said that was questions I had to ask you.
Okay, ask
Like,
me the question. Ask me the question
like
about the low.
what's the best load board to use? I
That's
done
your
research.
question?
They
That's
said
your
low board
question.
1, 2, 3 don't really do nothing. So it's like I'm trying to ask, where should I
Bro,
start? That's what I
I'm,
thought you
I'm
could
and
ask.
I'm telling you, bro, but like you, bro, this is what I need
It's
you to
all
do.
written down. You said find a mile.
Man,
I
I
need
don't
you
want to hear
to
that, bro. I don't want to hear that, bro. Like you
OT. I
word,
got the notes you told me written down.
bro. Listen to me, bro. Listen to me, bro. Start from the beginning. You have no idea what you investing in, bro. No, you don't have no idea, bro. You don't. You think you do, but you don't, bro. All the intricate details, a lot of that intricate shit is more important than what is the best load board. Knowing how many hours you can legally drive is more important than what's the best load board.
I understand that now. So now I can now I can go about it the correct way. I've been watching people think you know what I mean. This is the first time I really talk to somebody that really do it, so I can really understand. Like,
Well,
okay, yeah, I did
who
it.
you been
This is
watching? Who you
wrong.
been watching? You been watching people thing. Who you talking about?
I'll be watching just people out typing box truck. It'd be box truck bros, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Like I said, my cousin just introduced me to watching your stream, so I've been watching it
Yeah.
when I'm
Yeah.
here.
Okay.
That's why I appreciate the time you taking the time to steer me for other people
Mhm.
that probably did the shit I did. Now a lot of people probably understand. Like, yeah, you
What
got
you
to
do?
slow down when you do it. But now I know. Go back, research the basic shit, then move forward slowly. I really, to be honest, I'm like, well, shit. Let me just get the MC and let it sit for 6 months. Get the Amazon, put somebody in the Amazon, and get some money like that.
Oh, you
That was
think it's
like
that?
what I
You
was
think it's
thinking.
that? You think it's that simple, huh?
To be honest with you, that's what I thought. The quick thing. That's why I ran to the LLC, like, or the authority and all that. Like, well, let me get that shit going, and I'll be good. In the meantime, I figure out do some local routes, cause you know what I mean. A friend of mine told me Minnesota street fleet is like 800 a day. So I'm like, okay, bet.
Mm.
And then somebody like, oh well, I got an account, I could add you and all that, but then that didn't work because my insurance was too high. So I'm like, well, I'll just do it myself then.
All right, bro. Do me a favor. It ain't
I'm
funny,
gonna
bro.
do it for
Come
sure.
back.
And then
Come back next
I'm gonna
month.
write
Do
so
some
then
more
you could be
research.
like,
Do
oh
some
well,
more research. Do some more research. A lot more research. Start from the beginning. Come back next month.
I'll see you next month.
Yeah. If I don't see you next month, if you come back after next month, then I'm not gonna let you come up, bro.
I'll be back next month. Should I come back on the same day or just next month?
Come back anytime next month. I don't care if it's the first week. Come back next month, better prepared. Like all
I'll
this
do that.
Googleable shit, like you got a damn broker's license and you don't even know how many hours you can work. Bro, come on, bro. Like,
I
come on, bro.
understand that. I
Like
understand that.
tweaking. You
I
just
set
doing
myself
shit.
up for
You
this.
piecing shit together. I'm gonna put somebody in Amazon and they gonna. The street sweeper said I can get a. Bro, I don't even know what you talking about. I'm lost. I had to go walk away and stand on the damn balcony and get some air. That's what I did. I had to go get some air.
Street
You
fleet
dig what
is
I'm
like,
saying? I went and got some air, bro. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna tell you this. Go somewhere and sit down and figure this shit out. This shit ain't none of this shit. I don't even know what it is. You got a big, I don't even know what to call it, bro. You all over the place.
it'll be in order next month.
Yeah, figure that shit out, bro. Figure that shit out and then come back and holler at me. You dig what
I'll
I'm
be
saying?
back.
Make sure I'm not confused next month. All right.
I'll be back.
All right.
All right.
Later. Yo.
How's it going, Mark?
How you doing?
Good. Sorry for the lagging, man. I'm in my room, so.
Oh, that's all good. How can I help you?
Oh yeah, man. So I'm a little bit more prepared than the last guy, but yeah, I'm trying to get into the box truck game too and everything. So like, I got all my information together. I got my DOT, MC numbers. I'm waiting for that 21 period and everything. I'm on the East Coast. I'm trying to do locally and stuff. Like, how do you see the market right now for the box truck industry?
Local as far as what?
Like I'm in Maryland, so like right above me is Delaware. You got
What lane? What you trying
Pennsylvania.
to do? What lane you trying to run locally? What
I'm just like warehouse to warehouse type of deals.
okay. So that X's out moving, that X's out big and bulky final mile. So are you talking about curbside, which not necessarily would be warehouse to warehouse, but you do you have a box truck yet?
I'm in the process trying to get a micro loan.
So you have you non CDL, right?
Non CDL, but I got my CDLs though.
So you have a CDL?
Yeah,
Class
A.
what? So are you going to be getting a Class A box truck or a non CDL box? I mean, are you going to be getting a CDL box truck or a non CDL box truck?
It's gonna be non CDL just because cheaper and everything. But the plan was to get this
That's
going.
that's false. A CDL box truck is cheaper.
Okay. All right. Didn't know that. Okay, I'll look into that then. But the plan was to eventually like get this going because like I'm still working, and then be doing this on my free time, like the days I'm not working, and then eventually hire a driver to do the stuff while I get the loads and stuff, and then eventually transition into like semis.
This is not a part-time business. You're going to get a 26-foot box truck for part-time? I'm going to tell you this. OTRs, full-time. Curbside, contracted, full-time. Big and bulky, contracted, full-time. These are not things that are part-time. Now, you can get a truck and run part-time OTR, but you don't want to go OTR. So your two options, and it wouldn't even be sustainable if you wanted to, right? But your options for local work, your contracts are going to require somewhere between 5 to 7 days.
Okay.
Loadout is 5 in the morning. 5:36 in the morning.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay, I hear you now. Like it wasn't gonna be like all time because right now, summer of my job right now, I was gonna work through the summer, then quit, and then do the full-time box truck type of deal and everything. Just
What do you do? What do you do?
I work for a liquor company.
So you're a
Delivery.
driver for? Okay.
Yeah.
So you're on you drive a Class B truck or Class A?
Yeah.
Class B?
It's a non-CDL box truck.
It's not a CDL?
Yeah, non-CDL.
Oh, it's a box truck? You not delivering, you delivering beer or you delivering like?
Yeah, it's liquor and wine. It's Southern Glaciers. That's where I work at.
Okay. All right. So non-CDL. And why do you want to start this box truck business?
I'm trying to get out of that rat race of my job. Like right now I'm a temp, and then they kind of guaranteed me like almost a year ago that they'll put me on for the union. Here I am a year later, nothing's changed. So it's something's got to change.
How old are you?
Be 30 in a few weeks.
Let me ask you again. Why do you want to start your own business?
I want to be my own boss, man.
That's it?
Be my own boss, make my own money. I'm trying to be humble and everything.
So you want to get this box truck now while you still working a full-time job?
Which I'm planning on leaving by the end of the summer.
To run locally. And you said you're in Maryland?
Yeah.
What part of Maryland?
Across the bridge from Baltimore.
Like, what's that, Springfield or what is that, Silver Springs or something like that?
The best I can tell you, you know, like where Ocean City is, I'm like close to there. That's where everybody knows, like really in
All
the
right,
Salisbury. But yeah.
local curbside delivery opportunities is scarce, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. Across the country, it's scarce because depending on the contract, a lot of those guys, a lot of those routes pay pretty good, right? You really don't see those opportunities pop up like that. So the only really other option, that you may have is big and bulky with a non-CDL box truck. And if you're not willing to lift furniture and appliances and hire someone else, then that's going to pretty much X you out. I mean, there's only so many things you can do with a box truck as far as like logistics is concerned. We pretty much covered them. Amazon, moving, local curbside, which is kind of what you want to do, big and bulky, or OTR.
So would you recommend me getting the semi then?
No. Semi, how are you planning to run the road?
If that happens, I might just get hire a driver for all that.
You think you think this industry in the current time is sustainable to pay a driver, retain a driver, and still profit in your own truck?
It's crazy right now, but this is why you gotta ask questions,
Well, I think if you're gonna do that, you should go be a company driver and understand what you're getting into. I wouldn't advise anybody to just have never been in this business, never operated in this business, to just go out and buy a CDL. I mean, buy a tractor.
Yeah.
I wouldn't advise that.
All right.
I wouldn't advise that. I think. Go ahead.
Now I was gonna say on the terms of the CDL box truck, are the brokers more likely to book you if you got the CDL box truck, or?
It gives you more leverage than a person who doesn't have a CDL. You buy a CDL box truck, you can haul more weight, so it gives you a little bit more leverage, right?
Even with the fresh authority?
Huh?
Even with the new authority?
As far as the newer authority and having that CDL and more weight you can haul, I'm not sure. I think a new authority is new authority, but I would think that you having a CDL, you would be in better graces than a person with a non-CDL. You got that barrier to entry that a non-CDL person doesn't have. So it shows that you've been trained by a school and you've gone, a little bit farther than a person who is behind the wheel of a similar size truck that has no prior training at all. So it does give you some leverage.
Yeah, a lot of the resources out there only talk about non-CDL. So, with you bringing that up, I got to do my research on that. So
here's the thing. When I asked you that question, you didn't really answer it the way I would have wanted you to answer as far as why you want to start your own business. If you have a CDL and you want to make money, I would say, and you ultimately want to start your own business, I would literally just go work for a company. See what it's like. Understand what it's like, driving a truck as a company driver. Learn, pay attention to the operations, pay attention to everything. Pay attention to, going to a dock, pay attention to the situations where you might be sitting at the dock, waiting, all that shit, so that if you do later on decide to go in, you know what you're up against when you putting your guys out there, right? Because you got to cover the cost, you got to pay the labor, this, that, and the third. So even things like, retention, shit like that, you need to know all this. You need to know what owning this business is going to entail, and the best way to learn it is to go work for someone else.
Yeah.
Now, if you would have came up through the ranks as far as grassroots, let's say start with a cargo van, then jumped up to, let's say, a 16-footer or a 26-footer, and then was running a 26-footer for some years as an owner-operator, I would feel much more confident with you scaling up to a semi-truck, because really you understand the industry you're just getting a bigger truck.
Yeah.
You've never operated in this industry at all as an owner, and you're going to the top of the food chain, which is the most expensive, and you're going to be more likely to fail, right?
Right.
Because your costs are going to be a lot higher. Everything is going to be higher.
Right.
Competition is going to be more fierce. The competition in that lane is a lot more fierce than the box trucking.
Okay.
You know why? Because you got guys that's out here that's been trucking, that's boomers, that's been trucking 30 and 40 years. These guys got trucks that's been paid for 20 years, 30 years. Them old Peterbilts you see running down the road, all those guys, them good old boys that you see driving down the road with them old Petes, them trucks been paid for. They done rebuilt them trucks 2 and 3 times. Some of them is robbing Peter to pay Paul running. Some of them ain't got nothing but money. And that's going to be your competition.
Okay.
And they know what they doing. See, this box truck lane, a lot of these guys don't know what they doing. But that lane over there, it's a lot of people that's been trucking 20, 30. You got 40-year truckers out there. You got multiple million-mile truckers out there.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
And it's a competitive market.
Okay, yeah, because I was trying to say like earlier, with the work I'm doing right now with the liquor and everything, we do like load in the warehouse and everything, and we deliver to like local shops in the area. So I'm already doing the heavy lifting type of deal. I'm trying to get out of that. So
I hear what you're saying, but working for a company, doing what you're doing, and being an owner operator for a large piece of equipment like that, and the expenses that are associated with it, it's two different things. Now it'd be different if you had some type of experience owning and operating a 26-foot truck.
Right.
But you don't have any experience and you want to go to the top of the food chain.
It was a thought, but you got to make sure you check your P's and Q's before you do anything.
If you want to start with a box truck, I say go ahead. Just fully understand what you're doing. Have you done a market analysis? Do you know if there's opportunity available in your market for local work? You didn't really give me a specific on where you live at. So I don't know what the population, the demographic is. That all that plays a part locally. You may be in middle America somewhere where there's just not even opportunity for for that.
Yeah, I hear you. From what I've been looking at the load boards and everything, a lot of the work's up in Delaware. So like I'm right below Delaware and everything.
Stop. Why are you looking at load boards if you want to stay local?
Just see what the opportunities are out there.
For OTR?
Interstate.
So you want to go over the road?
Yes.
I thought you wanted to be local. See, you came in throwing shots at the first dude, and you don't know what you want to do.
I'm trying to get my lingo down. That's the thing. So
over the road is over the road. Local is local.
Exactly. That was my bad.
So what do you want to do?
Go be over the road.
You sure?
Yeah, that's got to require me to cross state lines. So let's go be over the road.
So do you want to be over the road and come home, or you want to be over the road and not come home?
Come over the road and come home, but that's not really a realistic thing with over the road, though.
If you were in my market, it could be a possibility, but you're not.
Right.
That's why I asked you, have you done a market analysis? And you just said, oh, the work is up in Delaware. You're in the DMV. How far is Delaware? See, the opportunity, you may not find enough opportunity. Listen, in order for you to make money in a box truck going over the road, you're going to have to go over the road. Let's just keep it a buck. You're going to have to run the road, bro. You're not really in a market where you can shoot here, shoot there, be within 150-mile radius and do whoop, bam, thank you, ma'am, and come out ahead. I don't really think you're in a market for that. I really don't think you really know what you want to do. I think you just frustrated. Like a lot of people are frustrated with work, and you want to be your own boss. And you know, the answer that I expected you to get the answer I expected to get from you when I asked you why'd you want to start a business is because you want to make a whole bunch of money. You want to make a lot more money than what you're making. The only reason I'm going to leave a job, I'm not leaving no job because I want to be my own boss. I'm leaving, anything that I leave is to make more money. I'm trying to go that way, up and to the right. I'm not, listen, if I'm somewhere and it's frustrating, but I'm getting paid a handsome amount to be frustrated, then I deal with it because they're paying me for my frustration. Everybody want to be a boss, man. Everybody want to be a boss. That's what everybody say. Everybody want to be a boss. But if you watch this channel, everybody can't be a boss. 50% of new business owners fail within the first year. The statistics say that everybody can't be a boss. The statistics say that everybody can't be a boss. Okay. It wouldn't be sustainable. If everybody was a boss, there would be no workers to deliver me my Amazon packages. When I go to the restaurant, there will be no servers. There will be no bus guys that after I eat and leave all my I spit food out of my mouth because it didn't taste good and I put it on the plate. The bus boy comes with the black thing and puts the dishes and takes it back. Will be no dishwashers. There will be no maitre d'. There will be no garbage men picking up the garbage. So statistics show that everybody can't be a boss, because if everybody could be a boss, there would be 100% success rate of everybody that started a business. And then nothing would get done and the economy wouldn't go on.
Right.
So I expect you to say to make money.
That was part of it, but I was thinking about like, what's the first thing that came to mind? But
Yeah, well, see, that's the thing. The first thing that come to me is money.
Right.
I want to make money. More money, more money, more money, more money, more money, and more money. If I'm making a handsome amount of money where I'm complacent, then I'm complacent. If I don't feel like I'm making enough money, then I'm leaving to make more money.
Right.
All right. So if you want to make a lot of money and you want to go over the road, you're going to have to go over the road. Right. And when I say go over the road, you're going to have to go over the road, meaning you're not going to come home.
Right.
You're going to be sleeping in hotels or sleeping in your truck. You're going to be eating food from truck stops. You're going to be taking showers in truck plazas. If you want to stay local, then you have to do research to make sure that those local opportunities exist in your market. What I think you want to do is be regional.
Okay.
But you have to find those opportunities. If you're looking for local stuff on a load board that's going to take you here and bring you back, that's going to be far and few between, especially in your market. See, what I'm thinking, the more I talk to you, thinking you're going to find something in Baltimore and take that to DC and then get something in DC and come back to Baltimore and then Baltimore back to your crib and then you done for the day and you're going to do that every day. You thinking you could go on the load board and find shit in your area every day that's getting delivered to your area. That's what you thought, right?
To an extent, yeah.
Okay, well, that's not how it worked.
Okay.
That's not how it worked.
All right, so like you're talking more like when it comes to over the road being like from where I'm at, going all the way to like California and all that, right?
If I was you, I wouldn't go to California. What you going to California for?
Wherever the load goes, but I'm just making examples,
It's not wherever the load goes. Why would you go to California? Just because the load go there don't mean it's going to be profitable for you to go there.
Yeah, that's right. If the cost per mile doesn't make sense, they'll do it.
You go where the money is at, the opportunity is at, and where you can make the most money and putting the less wear and tear on you and your equipment.
Right.
You want to maximize your profit.
Okay.
So you would have to do a lot of research. I know the answers to this stuff.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But there's you don't really understand or know what you want to do. I think you have a misconception of what this is. You know, a lot of people think, oh, I'm just gonna go on a low board, find something. You in the DMV, I can find something in Baltimore and take that over to DMV. I'll go pick something from DC and take that down to somewhere in Norfolk, Virginia, and then I'll just come home and then I'll just find shit like that every day. No, that ain't how it works.
Yeah, this is why you gotta ask questions, man. Yeah.
You might get lucky one day, and then you might not get that lucky again for 2 or 3 months.
Yeah. Okay. This is why I hit you up, man. I gotta know this stuff. So like, all right. So I gotta do further research to know what's gonna be the next step.
So now what you want to do?
So I'm still in the current process, still like getting everything together for this micro loan. I'm taking dispatch courses.
Micro loan?
Yeah. It's for my bank with the business account.
How much money you got saved up?
I got about 20 grand.
How much you trying to borrow?
Maybe 30.
What's the terms?
The terms will be for 10 years.
What's the rate?
The interest rate hasn't been done yet because we're trying to get the proposal together and they're trying to check my credit. But I got a credit score like 741.
So you got 20 grand and you looking to borrow money right now with the rates the way they are.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Why you just don't use the 20 grand? You listen. Do you know money is expensive to buy right now? When you take out a loan, you're doing nothing but buying money.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how expensive it is to buy money right now?
Yeah, rates are looking up at 18%.
That's what they proposed to you?
They proposed to me to that, but on average, interest rates and everything.
Okay, so all right, bro. I think money is too expensive right now.
Right.
I mean, if that's what you want to do, go ahead. I'm not gonna advise. What was the other thing you said after that?
I lost my train of thought too.
You talking about money.
Now you're asking me what's the next step. I was just saying doing dispatch courses, getting this proposal together.
Oh yeah, dispatch courses. What are you taking dispatch course for? You paying for it?
No, it's just like a bundle.
A bundle? Bundle what?
Like a class bundle on Udemy.
On who?
It's Udemy's like a learning course where you can learn different skills and everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's like a video tutorials of how to look at certain boards, know how to talk to brokers and whatnot.
Yeah. You be on Instagram and shit?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm on there, but you try not to put too much time into social media.
Yeah, I mean, I say if you want to get into it, get into it. I'm not saying don't get into it. Just know what you want to get into. I think you just got a misconception on what's really going on. Do a little bit more research or a lot more research. Never stop researching so that you can have a better understanding of what the industry entails, because it seems like you're a little confused.
Yeah.
If you want to stay local, then There's only so many things you can do local. What it sounds like you want to do is do local OTR, which that doesn't, it doesn't exist. You might want to look
There
more in
is
the curbside. You might want to look more in the curbside, but you got to see if those opportunities exist in your market. Because I really don't know where you're at. So
the person who was like helping me with the proposal for the bank and everything, is helping me put it together. Make sure I say the right things and everything. He said he knows other box truck owners who do like routes for like the post office, and then he can say like he could teach me how to contact them and do subcontracting with them too. So
who is this guy? He like
that's
a
an
guy you found on Instagram or something?
No, there's like at my college, at my alma mater and everything. There's like a service from the government that does this for free to help you do proposals for the banks.
Let me ask you this: this loan that you getting, it's a personal loan, right?
It's actually a business loan.
When did you get your business?
About 3 years ago.
Do you have any revenue?
No.
So how do you expect to get a loan?
So they're going to use my personal credit, though.
So you got a license for this business 3 years ago for this transportation company, and you never used it, right? Because banks don't loan you. Banks don't loan you money. Banks won't even talk to you unless you've been in business for 2 to 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got the license, 3 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
You got the bank account 3 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
What revenue has come through it?
I've been using my income from the job I have now to keep it flow.
And how much is that a year? So wait, you've been getting direct deposits from your job into your business account?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Keep that thing active.
Who told you to do that?
No one. I did.
Why?
Because 3 years ago when I tried to get this the first time, this was from trying to get a loan the first time.
They told you no. They told you no.
Not the bank, it's this other place.
Here's the thing. Banks don't loan businesses money unless you've been in business 2 to 3 years. And even when you've been in business 2 to 3 years, it's difficult.
Right.
You want to borrow $30,000 with no revenue. Okay, you've been depositing your work money in there. It's your bank. You know they're going to know where the direct deposit came from, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what makes you think they're going to give you a loan? You have no collateral. What do you have?
They would have used the truck as the collateral.
You don't have a truck.
Nah, man.
You need the money to get the truck.
I guess I'm explaining it wrong, though. Whatever. They said that. So I'm in M&T, right? And then this will be a personal microloan for the business. And they said in order for me to use the money for the equipment and other stuff, I got to put in the proposal in order for him to do it.
All right, bro. Let me know how that pan out for you, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let me know how that pan out for you.
Can I ask one last question?
Sure.
Where would you recommend me doing more research? Like, what would you point me towards?
Well, basic trucking info, you can just Google it.
Right.
Just Google it. There's people out there, content creators. There's a few good ones. I would, find experience. I wouldn't, consume. I mean, you may have some people out there that aren't as tenured that may have some information, but experience is always going to be your best teacher. A lot of this shit, it's trucking, but a lot of it's just business knowledge too, right? You watch my content, I expose that there's more to trucking than just the day-to-day of trucking. You got to understand business.
Mm-hmm.
Numbers, all that shit. And, people don't understand that part. People don't understand the business part of business, if that makes any
Right.
sense. Right. So I would not only research trucking, but I would also, there's lectures on YouTube. I think MIT has a basic lecture on YouTube that's free. Introduction to Business 101. You need to understand, economy, economics 101, micro, macroeconomics, macroeconomics. You need to be able to foresee what lies ahead.
Right.
Accounting, basic introduction to business 101.
Right. Putting away for the expenses of fixing the truck if it ever breaks down.
All that plays a part.
Yeah. It's all on me now, got to make sure I know how to like pay off the gas, this and that, get the money for the fixing the truck and everything. It's all going to be on me.
So, I would start with basic trucking research, and I would simultaneously be researching, business 101, business 102, microeconomics, macroeconomics, business accounting 101, business accounting 102. There's some free lectures out there. I would literally just watch them and listen to them, take notes, learn, continue to watch the channel, go through the old stuff, pay attention to the live streams.
So then, I lied. It's not the last question. So you would recommend me leaving my job then at the end of August?
If you leave your job right now with the shit that we just talked about, you're going to wish you never did.
Not now.
Listen to me. Once you leave your job and you invest your money in the business, it's off to the races. It's either you're going to make it or you not. So if you do leave your job, make sure you got a full understanding of what the hell you doing. Because this industry not going to have no mercy on you.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. Since I've been on YouTube, I've seen people not even make it 30 days. Like it ain't no joke out here.
Yeah, I hear you.
You competing against other truckers as far as, because it's industry competitive. If you, doing loads and shit off load boards. Economical factors play a huge part.
Like, would you recommend to like to contact brokers in my area to see like the output for the next couple of months to see how things are going with that, just to get a better idea before fully invested in this thing?
I mean, you can, but what they gonna tell you? What you mean output? Output like what?
Like what's the expectancy during like, let's say this season, the summer, end of the year, this type of thing?
How would they know? Because I've seen a lot of brokers say last year the second half. I've seen Freight Waves last year say the second half. You go back and watch my old content. I said, yo, this shit gonna be like this the whole year.
Right.
See, me, I follow the money. If you follow the money, you could pretty much forecast what's gonna happen.
Right.
Pay attention to what's going on around you. The answers lie all around you. It's just nobody pays attention to them. I've seen brokers come on other podcasts and say second half this, the summer this, and none of that shit is coming to fruition.
Okay.
You can answer that question yourself by just following the money. The more people spend, the greater the demand, the higher the volume. People don't spend, the lower the demand, the less volume. What's the supply? Understanding supply and demand. That's why it's important that you take micro and macro.
Okay.
Because you can go on a load board and just be picking shit. Some people go on a load board and they see point A to point B, $1,200, and they just think $1,200 is good, and they guesstimate how much it's going to cost in fuel, and none of the other fixed and variable costs. They run, and then they realize that they losing. I've had people come up, I booked this load from Florida, and this is a real story. I had a guy come up and say, I'm on this load right now. The truck stop booked it from Florida to I think he went to Texas for $1,000. And he had already spent $600 in fuel, and he was only halfway to Texas.
Did he put in an account for the deadhead?
He lost. The point is, see, here's the thing. That's the point. People just looking at the load board and don't even understand cost per mile. Don't understand what it costs them to operate their vehicle. All this plays a part in business. Any business you go into, you got to know what it costs you. I like to give the example of, like, if you, let's say you running a burger stand. How much does it cost a person? How do you determine what you selling the burger for? You got to know what it costs. From the bun to the tomatoes to the pickles to the onions to the ketchup to the patty to the wrapper you wrap the burger in to the paper bag that you put the bag in. And the cost that it costs you to get the shit there.
Mm-hmm.
All those little intricate details matter. Because you could be saying, I'm going to sell the burger for $1. And you putting 4 tomatoes on every burger when you should only really be putting 1. You putting 2 slices of lettuce when you should be putting 1. You drowning it in ketchup when you should just do this. You bought the silver foil wrapper when you should be buying the cheaper wrapper. You buying the fancier bag when you should be buying the cheaper bag. But you don't even understand how much all this costs. And you just selling the burger for $1, and really that burger is costing you $3 now. You losing $2, let's say, on every burger. And I'm just throwing the numbers out there.
Mm-hmm.
You supposed to know all this shit. Including the guy across the street who's selling his burgers. Because now you got to compete. All this shit plays a part, man. You got to know all this shit, bro.
Right.
So it's a lot that you need to learn, before you come out here. And ultimately, everything that I'm telling you is what people don't know. That's why so many people fail. That's why I got hundreds of people in my DM right now begging me to help them. I got people in my DM offering me shit ton of money. I won't take it. I say, you got to come on the show. I got a bunch of people in the back right now.
Yeah.
You got to know all this shit, bro.
All right,
So to answer that, before you leave your job, you need to fully understand what you're getting yourself into. Because here's the thing. The cost of starting a business now and the learning curve now is very, very expensive. Very expensive. See, back in the day when I got in, it was cheap. I could fail longer because it was very, very cheap. Now it's very, very expensive. And guess what? The rates are the same. The rates that you're competing for now are the same rates from back then.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that is associated with making that money is higher. Which means you have decreased that time period, that failure, that learning, that cost to learn. You got to reduce that as much as possible. Can't make too many mistakes.
No, you can't.
Especially if you ain't got a big old bag of money. If you're not one of these people who got a limit supply of money, like some of these companies that start with VC and angel investors, where they're already in their business plan, they're expecting to operate at a loss for 5 or 6 or 10 years before they see profit, and they just got the money to do that, then no, you're an independent owner operator, a small guy. You don't have that type of funding. You can't go that many years. Look at your rideshare companies. They're still not profitable after all these years. After all these years, both of your big two, they're still not profitable. But guess what they have that you don't have?
The money.
Andreessen Horowitz and a bunch of other VCs. And now shareholders. So you don't have that. So make sure you know what you're getting into before you get into it.
Oh yeah, this is why I talk to you, man. You just gotta put me in the right direction and everything.
All right.
All right, man. Yeah, definitely. It's a wake up call. Gotta put in more work.
Just make sure you know what you're doing before you leave that job, man. Make sure you got it all your bases covered.
Yeah, if you don't ask, you won't know, right?
It's true. All right.
All right, man.
All right, man.
Peace.
Later. Yo.
Hey, man, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. I've been watching your channel for a while. Kind of helped me a lot. I'm new. I'm very new, but I'm not that new. I already got my truck. I just want to ask for a little bit of advice with a couple of things. So I pretty much started. I got my authority in January. Purchased a truck. I got a loan, business loan, to get that. I bought my truck of an auction. So pretty much before I even got my authority, of course I watched a lot of stuff, man, for like a good 6 months. I didn't just jump into it. I'm not gonna say I'm an expert, but I did a lot of research before I pulled the gun with getting my authority, getting that loan for the truck, especially with how interest rates are right now. But pretty much my first idea that I had in my mind was doing, and that's what I want to ask you about a little bit, because I know that's what you do with your company. I wanted to do final mile. That's what I first kind of wanted to do. Then once I started getting more into it, I realized that, like you were saying, like it's not that easy. Like I need an employee and all these things. So before I bought the truck, I kind of switched gears and I just made the plan to just go OTR. I actually purchased one of your things that you offer in your webpage, business plan. I went ahead and did that. I purchased a dispatching truck, dispatching course. Did that too. And right now, I got a couple trucks. I got 2 trucks. I got a 26-foot Freightliner 2015. I got a 24-foot International 2017. And I got one driver. I drive the other one. I dispatch both. So just kind of so you know where I'm at, baseline. It's going good. Stuff is OTR. We have a good area that we kind of run to. We have a couple of relationships with a couple of brokers. But just given how the market is, my question, I guess, is I've been thinking, so we've been doing OTR for about to be 6 months now. My question is, as I told you, my initial plan was going final mile. So I actually got at first, right when I got the truck, right when I got my authority active, I got an offer from Rooms to Go. And they told me it was like $600 a day minimum. But I ran into that problem that I didn't have an employee. I didn't know how much I had to pay the employee to make it profitable. I just didn't have the knowledge when it came to, going with that. So that's why I've been doing OTR. So my question is, if I were to transition to that, I just need a little bit of guidance. I just need you to kind of like know my situation. Just give me like overview of what you think. Should I just stay OTR, given how the market is, or do you think it's a good time to transition to final mile?
What are you doing in OTR? Are you doing good?
It's not bad. I feel like this past month and a half, just rates have been down. Um, I think it's just been kind of a rough start just because of a new authority. Now it's getting easier. Now I'm past 3 months. I'm coming up on 6 months, so it's been easier to get loads. Rates have been, wishy washy nowadays. But I mean, I'm not the only one dealing with that, of course. Um, I would like just because of my driver retention. Because the thing is that when my second truck, I got to the point where I had another driver, so I was just dispatching both. So I was doing that 100% of the time. But one of them left, and then I was thinking it would be easier to retain employees if it's local. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what, of course, they complain about. Is they're on the road all the time. So that's the only reason why I've been like thinking about Final Mile, because in my mind, and I might be wrong. I haven't done it. You have done it. That's why I want to ask you. It'll be easier to retain those drivers if they stay local.
It depends. This is more labor intensive, right? So you got labor intensive versus being away from your family, being away from your wife, your girlfriend, whatever. And I don't know how often you watch. My answer is always paying handsomely. You pay a person handsome enough, you don't give them the opportunity to want to leave. You pay them handsome and you keep them working. You keep them tired and you keep them paid. You keep their pockets stuffed. You keep them fatigued. They don't have an opportunity. They're too tired to go look for other shit, and they making money. So they're but just like you got people that want to come home, you're gonna have people that that work may be a little bit too difficult. The only way you can cure that is by paying them handsomely. So
because where I'm at right now, so I had that guy leave, and it don't matter. I hop on my truck, I do it myself. But I'm thinking about in the future if I want to scale, it just makes it hard if I don't delegate that function.
Well,
You know what I'm saying? If I'm
that's what
driving
I
and
was talking.
dispatching two trucks.
Well, here's the thing. In order to scale, you have to hire people and retain them. If you have people leaving, you can't scale. Okay, you got one truck, you got two trucks. You want to go to three, but if the person that you hired for the second truck, now you got to replace that truck and retain them before you go. So you have to hire people and retention, right? The best way to keep your retention rate high is by paying people handsomely. That's how I was able to do it, right? I focused on making my money in volume, and I made sure people's pockets was full. As time went on, what I was paying, I showed some of my books yesterday from over 10 years ago, right? In comparison to 2022, you talking about you had guys making $10 to $13 back then, and you had guys making $25 to $60 in 2022. Right? My rates went up. I paid people more money. Because guess what? It's a pandemic. People don't want to come to work. I'm paying $50 an hour. I got the margin. You see what I'm saying? I'm not trying to, I understand as a business owner, I'm going to continue to make money over time by keeping people working. If people quit and shit like that, then I'm not making no money.
Yeah, it just slows down for sure.
So
I think that's why I've been able to keep that one guy is because thankfully my operating costs are not high really. So I'm able to pay him more, but I keep the truck moving, and I value that more than just. I'm sorry, my dog over here.
What's that? Doberman? What is that? I just saw the nose.
I got a Dobie. Yeah, I got a Dobie.
I could tell by the nose. Yeah.
I got a couple of them actually. But yeah, that's kind of how I've been able to keep that guy. I think that's my best guy so far. He ain't perfect, but he's always available. But I do pay him right. So what I'm trying to like, and I think you kind of hit home with that. You're focusing on making your money in volume, and I feel like, yeah, the better you pay, the less you make. But I mean, common sense, simple math. If you have more trucks, then you're making more money. So definitely.
What's your cost per mile over the road?
So it's close with one of the trucks with the Freightliner is close to 90 some cents, 95, 96 cents, depending on the diesel price. That went down a little bit this past week, so I'll have to adjust. I have an Excel sheet that I pretty much try to. It's not 100% accurate, but it just
Mm-hmm.
kind of gives me a good baseline on what to charge on or
Mm-hmm.
what not to accept on the loads. But as long as I'm making, which of course I don't aim that low, but as long as I'm making above 120 per mile, I'm not I'm not in a bad place, you know. Of course, I want to make more than that, but
So you doing one pick, one drops then?
not all the time, not every time. 95% of the time, yeah, but there's here and there I do different multiple drops.
Yeah, if you did partial, you could make more. I mean, if you saying 90 cents is your cost per mile, and you're taking
Say a dollar
and you're
to
taking
round it up.
loads for 120.
No, sometimes it has. As I told you, this last month was a little tough with rates all around. And there were a couple loads that I had to take for around 120, 135 just to keep the truck moving. But I always aim to at least 160 per mile. That's kind of what I want to stay on. It just depends on the lane too. Not every lane pays great, but um, it's just finding that I feel like, and the reason why I got on here, I feel like, and I maybe just with how the market is, I feel like I've been like very stuck. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't say I'm like struggling, like surviving, but it's just not breaking through. If you know what I mean. And maybe I've only been in it about to be 6 months. Maybe that's just how it is in some seasons. What I'm afraid of is if it's gonna be like that all the time. You know what I'm saying?
So are you profitable or no?
I am
What's your profit margin?
around with both trucks because the thing is that I just bought the
You should
last truck
know.
a month
You
ago.
should know your books. You should do your books. You should know what your margins are.
Yeah, I've been slacking on that. I ain't gonna lie.
There you have it. So you don't know if you're profitable or not.
No. So I don't know. I don't have a percentage, but I do have a Excel spreadsheet where I put every load, how much we spend on diesel, how much we've gained per load, how much I'm spending and paying the drivers, and how much we made like gross. So I do have a good idea. We are profitable. I don't have the percentage for you. I ain't gonna lie to you.
What have you grossed thus far in the 6 months you've been operating?
A total of around as of now, because the last time I did all my math was April 15th. It was because as I told you, I only had one truck until a month ago. I purchased my second one. That truck was making around, on average, those first 4 months, around 14,000 a month gross. And that was the first month and a half, man, was tough because of the new authority.
So you ain't even
So I
made
was making
100 grand. You haven't even grossed 100 grand.
not yet.
So how much money have you netted?
After paying my drivers,
After how
on
how
av-
much have you netted? Your company? What's your net?
every month around 4 grand after all expenses.
And that's include paying yourself or no?
No, just pay my drivers.
Paying your drivers. What about your insurance?
After everything, after insurance, after diesel, after maintenance, I've made a total of around in between 3,000 and 4,000 these past 5 months that I've been in business.
So do you pay yourself?
I feel like I haven't been able to, man. Honestly, no. Like what I would do is, for example, the only way I've paid myself is as dispatcher. I take 8 to 10% per load, and that's what I pay myself. But that's
Wait,
pretty
you
much
paying
it.
yourself as a dispatcher?
Yeah, because I dispatch the trucks. I don't have a dispatcher. I do that. I do
You
that myself.
You talking about dispatching your own trucks, or you
Yeah.
charge
No, my
other
own. My own.
people?
Just my own. Just my own. Nobody else.
So that's how you justify paying yourself. You just pay yourself 8% as a dispatcher.
Of every load, yeah, or of the gross that we make.
And then where all the other money go into cash flow?
Yeah, I just leave it there, man, because I don't want to just take it out and I mean, I'm not like, oh, everything's tight. I'm gonna be out of business, but
how are you
with
paying
how
these
everything
guys?
is,
How are you paying them?
I pay them. So the first guy, the guy that I let go, or that actually quit, I didn't let him go. I was actually just paying them a percentage of the load. With the other guys, since I have lower operating costs on that first truck that I purchased, I go pretty much. We go after whatever we spend on fuel, we go half and half.
Wait.
Example. So for example, a load is $1,000, right? And then we spend $200 on diesel. The profit that we have after the fuel expenses, we split it.
So if you got a load that pays $1,000, you pay $200 for fuel. That's $800. You pay your driver $400, and then you take $400.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Or the company takes $400.
Mm-mm.
What's a better way?
Just,
well, I'm here, man.
So just forget everything else, huh?
What do you mean by everything else?
You run a load, and you whatever you spend in diesel, y'all split the rest.
Yeah.
What about everything else?
Talking about maintenance, insurance, all of that?
Insurance, your log, your whatever your variable, your tolls, whatever.
Well, for example, and maybe that's why I haven't been making as much, because I'm gonna give you the example. The first truck, which is the only one that I have with a driver, I spend $1,500 on insurance. I spend I always take around 10% of whatever I make, 8% on maintenance. So I have a total of around monthly expenses on the truck, $2,300. Or that's how it's been this past few months.
So here's the thing.
Breakdown could change that.
Earlier, I asked you what's your cost per mile. You gave me a number, but now I don't believe it. Because if this is your model, then what was that number that you gave me earlier?
Because as I told you, go ahead.
Because a cost per mile is based on your fixed and your variable costs, but you're not calculating your fixed and your variable costs. You're just calculating diesel. So then, what formula are you using? Are you just throwing numbers out there?
The only thing that is not calculated in that formula is the driver pay, because I have that Excel sheet as me driving myself. Because I do drive one of the trucks myself.
So you don't have a cost per mile. You don't. Because if your payment structure, you don't. Because if your payment structure is low pays X minus Y, which would be diesel.
Yeah.
Whatever is left, you divide that between you and the driver. You're overpaying the driver every time you pay him. You may not be able to afford to pay. You're paying him. You're overpaying him. You don't even know what. So when I ask you, are you profitable? I don't think you are. What's when I ask you, like, okay, well, how much have you made? We're going into 5 months. You got 2 trucks. You've been operating a second truck for 30 days, right? You really don't know how much you've grossed.
I got the total of all the loads that we've done, but yeah.
But that's not how you run a business. You don't even know your cost per mile. You don't know what it's costing to operate your truck. You don't even have the proper. You're not even.
No, you're right. You're right.
You giving a driver 50% minus fuel, fuck insurance, fuck everything else. Now you making me curse. I said I wasn't gonna curse. Now you making me curse. So everything else, I said, man, you came on good. You got me at the beginning. I'm like, okay, we got us to go there though.
No. Look, man, I didn't.
Now we gotta.
I didn't come here.
Oh, go ahead.
I ain't come here to brag. I came here because I need help. That's why I came here.
But you came on. You came on. I'm like, all right. I'm listening. But so now I gotta. I thought I hung that hat up for the rest of the night. I said, man, it can't get no worse than what we just went through. You don't know your cost per mile. You don't know what it's costing you to run your business. You're overpaying your workers. You know how? Because you haven't even included none of the other costs to run that load. That driver is winning. Listen, he ain't gonna leave you. You know why? Because he's your business partner. He's your business partner, and he ain't even paying shit going into your business. He is not assuming any of the costs
other than fuel,
that you accrue to operate your business. Wait a minute. He's putting in for the fuel?
No. He's not. Like you said, the only thing that
you're splitting. He's paying for what?
Fuel.
How's he paying for fuel?
No, he's not. Like that's what I'm saying, quote unquote. Like we splitting everything after.
You're okay. So yeah, he's making 50% just off of the difference from you paying fuel. So once you add in all your other variable and your fixed costs, he would if you added that shit in, you wouldn't pay him that much.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost like he's your business partner, but he ain't putting shit into the business.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, he ain't gonna leave you. He ain't gonna leave you. He's actually getting over on you, and you letting him. Actually, you giving him the opportunity to do it. Because if you paid him what you really should pay him, then we would be having that conversation that we was having earlier.
Yeah, and that's what happened with the other guy, with the new guy. Like I was just paying him pretty much around 20% of every load.
Why?
And
how do you know you even had a 20% margin to pay him? You
don't. I didn't know.
So you don't know if you profitable or not. You think you may be profitable and you may be in the red.
I just got to make sure how much what's my cost per mile, right? To start from there.
You should know that.
Mm-hmm.
You got a spreadsheet. What's the purpose of having it? You don't know the formula for your cost per mile? You don't know the formula for your cost per mile?
I mean, I put my fixed costs and then variable costs. I only put maintenance and fuel. But that
ain't the only two costs. Everything that you spend money on.
No, that's true. I did put my DAT low bore subscription. I did put my what else?
Y'all running over the road, right? Y'all running through tolls.
Mm-hmm. Tolls.
Y'all,
yeah. No,
are y'all sleeping in the truck? You sleeping in the truck?
Yeah.
Where you take your showers at? You washing your ass, right?
No, yeah, we up at Planet Fitness. We go to Planet Fitness. We both got a Planet Fitness membership, and that's what we do.
So, but you eating everything that's associated with operating that truck, tolls, your log, your electronic log, that subscription.
We have Garmin, so we don't have a subscription, but.
Wait. You don't got an ELD?
Yeah, the Garmin one. It's a little more expensive, but they don't charge you a monthly fee. So usually they're like $30-$40 to buy, and then you pay like a $30-$50 monthly subscription, usually with ELD. But the Garmin one is around $250 to $300. But the actual you don't have a membership that you pay every month.
So what fees do you pay, man? What's all the fees that you pay?
So like you talking about my fixed costs?
Your fixed costs you got a truck note?
Yes. $350. It's $350 a month.
On both for each truck?
No, for one of them.
Why you not adding that? You ain't even mentioned that. I'm thinking your truck's been paid for because you haven't mentioned your truck note not one time. So I'm
No,
just
yes, yes.
assuming the truck's paid for. So you're not even
I
adding
do
your
have a truck.
truck note.
No, I do have a truck now. It's 352 a month.
Bruh. I gotta hit the button on you, bro.
You tweaking.
Bruh. I got a video on Cost per Mile, man. It's less than 2 minutes, bro. I advise you to go watch it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that as soon as I get up this call, man, for sure.
Like you came on. I thought you, but nah, bro. You just like no, bro. Where you live at? Where you from?
I'm from overseas actually, from Venezuela, but I live in Texas.
Were you born here?
Nah,
You came over here with the
I got a basketball scholarship, and I came for college. I used to hoop.
but you speak English fluently.
Went to school here.
You went to
Long
school?
enough.
How old are you? How old are you?
29
And when did you come here?
in 2013.
Oh, so you've been here a minute.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So you didn't come with the new batch.
Nah.
Okay. So you a little entitled then. You probably frown upon them a little bit. You probably a part
Actually,
of
don't. Actually, don't.
you probably man, I speak good English. I got my so let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Who you got working for you?
I got working for me. The
Yeah,
guy
who
that
got
I'm
working
paying
for you?
real good.
Is he legal?
Illegal.
You said illegal or he legal?
No, he legal. No, he's legal.
Oh,
And I know what
okay.
you're asking. I've been tempted to, but no, I'm doing all much illegal, man. I'm not doing that. But hey, that has been presented to me. Especially with the new batch, man. But no, we're running everything legal. Everybody's in the insurance. Everybody has their DOT medical card, all of that. Everybody good.
Bruh. Get your shit together, bruh.
I am, man.
Get your shit together, bruh. Cause you ain't making no money, bruh. That's why you come on here to talk about, man, these past couple months, and I'm listening, but bro, get your shit together, bruh.
Facts.
Get it. The one guy left because he wasn't getting paid. This guy staying because you paying him what you probably would pay him. He probably would have been gone a long time ago with buddy ass. Especially with the rates you telling me you running. That's why I'm just listening. I'm like, it ain't adding up. You ain't really making no money.
Mm.
The numbers ain't math. The math ain't mathing. What kind of truck? Why your note 350? What kind of truck you paying a $350 note on?
It's 2015 Freightliner, 26 foot.
Where'd you buy it from?
Dog height. Taylor Martin, the auction.
Who financing it?
They have a company called Taycor that gives business loans. They work with the Taylor Martin website, they're promoted. They're promoted in that website.
How much did you buy the truck for, or win it for, or whatever?
15.
15,000.
Then you gotta pay. Yeah, then you gotta pay a 5%. You gotta pay a 5% premium to the auction because they sold it to you. So it ended up being around 16.5 total, and then of course with interest, my interest is around 14%.
What's your term on that loan?
It's 4 years, but I'm trying to pay it after 2. The only reason why I want to wait after 2 years is because, I don't know if it's true or not. Maybe he just told me that so I kept the loan and I pay more interest. But my loan officer, he told me that because it's my first business, so I'm trying to build some business credit too. He told me that if I pay it off before 2 years, it really doesn't reflect on my business credit like that. So he might just be telling me that so I can keep it there and pay more interest.
What's your rate, man? What's your interest rate?
My insurance
interest.
1400.
No, your interest
14.
interest rate. 14%.
1-4. Yes, sir.
You got no prepayment penalty, right?
No.
Man, pay that thing off, man. That shit ain't no money, bro. Make you some more
Right,
money.
yeah.
Start parceling. Know what it's costing you to run your truck before you run yourself out of business.
Mhm.
Straight up. Know what it's costing you to run your truck. You don't even know what it costs you to run your truck. You just running. You don't know what the hell you costing you. Go look at that video on how to do cost per mile. Come up with your cost per mile.
I'm gonna do that right now.
Do that and come back and holler at me in 30 days. Redo your cost per mile so you can know what it is that it's costing you, right? Down to the T.
Mhm.
Start parceling because you taking shit for $1.20. You say your cost per
No,
mile
no, no.
probably
I'll be partialing though. I'll be partialing.
Let me ask you
Not-
this:
not
how much is
every
your
time.
how much is your insurance
It's 15.
total for both trucks?
No, for total for both trucks, it's 22.
So one is 15 and the other is 7.
Mhm.
What are you paying $700 on? What truck? What kind of truck is this?
It's the 2017 International.
How many miles is on it?
It's one. I bought it at 191. It's about 10,000 miles over that now.
So about
like
200,
201.
201. Oh, and who's listed as a driver on the truck?
I removed the other guy, but it was all three of us. So there was three of us. Of course, myself, because I was driving it first, then my two drivers that I had. Now, just me and the other guy that I'm overpaying. Yes, us two.
So
on the insurance.
What's on your MVR?
MVR.
Your motor vehicle report.
That I have two trucks.
No, what's on your MVR? Your motor vehicle report. Your motor vehicle report. You don't know what a motor vehicle report is, do you? Just say no. I don't
my
know.
Registration? No,
Your motor vehicle report. Your motor vehicle report. Your motor vehicle report.
I don't know.
What's on your driver's motor vehicle report?
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
All right. So who's your insurance company?
Berkshire.
So when you bought the truck, you said, "Hey, Berkshire broker guy, I got a new truck." They said, "All right, we're gonna list the driver. Who you want to be a driver, right?" You gave them the name, you gave them the license, all the information. They said, "We're gonna get back to you with a quote for the new truck." They ran the MVR report. Nobody communicated if anything was on the MVR for you even know what the MVR is.
Oh, like when my insurance agent asked me for my license to like look pretty much at my driver's history. Is that what it is? Is that what the MVR is?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah, they did that. Yeah, definitely, yeah.
So what's on your MVR?
Good. I only had like a ticket years ago, so they say that helped a lot with the price.
Okay, what about the other guy? What about your driver?
He's good. He doesn't have any tickets. He's over 29. He's 34 years old. So whenever I added him, because at first my insurance policy was just me, and then I added him, and then whenever I sent his license, they ran his motor vehicle report. Now I know that's what it's called. They ran it, and they said it's not gonna be no extra charge when they got back to me if I wanted to add him. So
seems kind of low, but okay for your age. And you got him listed on the other truck as well?
No, just on this one, just on the first one.
And who you got listed on the other truck? Just you?
Just me now, yeah.
Another truck is paid for. You paying $350 a month on this truck. You paying $2,200 insurance. How far are you running?
I try to stay. So we're taking up. Home base is Texas. But one of my dispatching courses kind of gave me a zone that I should stay in with buck trucks. So it's pretty
Okay.
much like the furthest I go in the Northwest is Minnesota. The lowest I'll go in the Midwest and to the East Coast would be like North Carolina. So pretty much I have an area that I cover there. Wisconsin. Um,
Yeah. 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 Yo, you there? All right. You froze up. If you can hear me, you froze up. If not, I'm gonna bring up the next person. This is gonna be the last person I bring up, I think. Craig. So Craig, I'm finna come to you. I think I know who Craig is. I think Craig is from Arizona, I believe. Victor going once. Victor going twice. All right, Victor. This is what I need you to do, Victor. I need you to get your shit together. I need you to watch that video that I got on cost per mile. And I need you to get your cost per mile together. And I need you to come back up in a month. All right? You froze, so I'm going to bring somebody else up. Craig, how are you?
All right, what's up, Mark?
Oh, no, this ain't Craig from Arizona. This is another Craig. This is
No,
Craig from New
no,
York.
I'm from Jersey. Yeah.
Jersey, yeah. All right, give me a
All
second,
right,
Craig. I gotta use the bathroom.
do your thing.
A minute and a half. Hold on one second, Craig. Hold on one second, Craig. Okay. I wonder why this guy says Victor and this guy says Craig. Hold on one second, Craig. Yo, hey
Hello?
Victor. Yeah, we got disconnected, but I'm gonna keep the show
Yeah,
moving,
yeah,
man.
my phone died. My bad, man.
Yeah, get your cost per mile together so you can really know what it's costing you to run your business
Mhm.
and come back in 30 days.
I got you, man. I appreciate the help for real. That helped. I'm gonna go watch that video right now.
All right, bet.
All right, bro. Thank you.
Later. Craig, how can I help you today?
I wanted to ask you, like, what can I expect with Three Force? It looks like I'm gonna be getting this Office Depot job in Jersey over here. So I'm just trying to find out, like, what can I expect? Um, they started me off with he said anywhere from 80 to 100 pieces per day, Monday through Friday.
Okay.
Like
Uh
I did a well, I didn't remember telling you. I got I had purchased a Ford 250
Transit
high
or
roof.
Econoline?
A Transit. You know, I got a Transit high roof extended length.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so I think well, it sounded like they're trying to get me started on Monday. So I'm just trying to find out like what can I expect with them? Like uh, I never I've been trying to find some content on it on people that ran that load or ran Office Depot. I heard you say before that it was pretty easy.
It all depends on what you determine is easy. 1 second. I know it was one more person in the back that hung up. I will take you. I will go a little bit longer and take you, but you need to come up here and chill in the green room in order for me to pull you up. If you're not in the green room, by the time I'm done talking to him, then I'm ending the live. So if you want to, whoever that was, if you want the opportunity to come up, you got to chill in the green room so I can go straight to you when I'm done with him. All right. So whoever that person was or the next person that called, and that's it after that. How much, what's the rate? What's the rate they giving you per piece?
$250.
Okay, so do the math. He said how many pieces a day on average?
He said he's gonna start me. He said they're gonna start me with 80 to 100 pieces. He says as I progress, during the week, uh, they're gonna go up to probably like 150 pieces, 200 pieces. He said.
Okay.
He said the route. He said they can get me at 200 to 500 a week. I mean a day, but that depends on how fast I progress and how much I can run, how much I can operate. That's basically
There
up
you
to
go.
me.
There you go. I always see. I've done a lot of content on this, especially the one with Natasha. We broke this shit down, so they're gonna see what you that first week is. They're gonna pay attention throughout the week to see if you get faster.
Right.
The more pieces you in New Jersey, so I always say a market. It's a lot of people. New York, they're probably gonna send you to New York. What part of New Jersey are you in?
I'm in northern New Jersey. He gonna have me. He gonna have me pretty much. He mentioned Morris County. I'm in Essex County. It's about 20. It's
Well,
about 35, 40 minutes from me.
well,
So
if they give you
I'm
200
familiar with all that.
pieces, if they give you 200, if you can make it up to the point where they trust you with 200 pieces, that's $500 a day.
Right.
That's $2,500 a week. That's $10,000 a month in the cargo, man. So 200 pieces, that may be anywhere from, depending on, that could be anywhere from 50 to 100 stops.
Right. Now I've got a 4-in-1 dolly. I got some ratchet straps, but I haven't had
Hold
a
on 1
chance.
second. All right, so it's closed. I got somebody in the back room. Easy, he's in the back room, so I'm not taking anybody after Easy. You said you got some 4-wheelers. You got what? Ratchet straps?
I got the 4-in-1 dolly.
The Magliner?
Yes.
Okay.
Ratchet straps I went and bought, but I haven't had a chance to put up the E-Tracks. I bought some E-Tracks to put in there.
Mm-hmm.
Man, a friend of mine was gonna try to throw them in this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But the E-Straps, the ratchet straps that I have now, the one with the hooks.
Mm-hmm.
You think I'll be able to get started with that?
If you run it Office Depot, you don't need the straps for Office Depot. It's just gonna be boxes, mostly paper. So it's nothing to strap for that account, I would get them just to have them in case you do other little side work, but for that account, you don't need straps.
Okay.
It's nothing to strap.
So their routes is basically, do they optimize the routes for you? Do you know anything about that?
They wasn't doing it when we was doing it. We were doing it for our drivers. So I don't know how they do it now, but back in the day, they would give each one of my drivers a stack of papers. I think I may have some. I don't want to dig them out. I got them in storage. Ugh. Hold on a second. Give me a second. Yeah, I would have to go through too much shit to get to them in my storage area, but I do got some old manifests. So 50 stops could be a stack of papers like that because each stop got the piece count, the weight. The manifest has everything listed. Right. So your route could literally be a stack. You got 50 stops with a stack of papers like this. So back in the day, they would each driver would fax all their routes to my office, and then my ops manager would just type the stops in individually, manually, and just hit the optimize button, and it would put them in order. And he'd send it back to the truck. We had, Fleetmatics and specific Garmin's synchronized with the software, and they would get the alert, and then all they had to do was hit go. I don't know how they do it now, but they didn't optimize them back in the day. So I doubt if they would optimize them today.
Do I
So
have
easy,
to, my next
easy drop down. So whoever else calls up, I'll take one more. First come, first serve. But you got to be in the green room when I end with him, or I'm done. Say that again.
my next question is going to be the cost per mile. Do I have to the cost per mile for a cargo van? The MPGs change with regular
You
gas and
doing
all
you
of that.
doing you
Do I
doing
have to
you
worry about
doing you
that?
doing you doing local. You just running off a percentage.
Right, right. And I put a question in earlier about the T-Force insurance. They offered it to me and pretty much guaranteed that I wasn't going to find anything cheaper. And
What did they
what
say
I
you?
did was, I think if I remember correctly, it's about 700 a month, about 600 a month, somewhere around there. And that insurance only applies as long as you're running their loads. So I guess after 2 or 3 o'clock, when you're done for the day, that insurance is, you know, that's when I'm not covered under their insurance anymore.
I wouldn't get it. Then that would be my answer right there. So you limiting my vehicle legally to y'all. I'm straight on that. I pay more, and I just go make more money elsewhere. I'll make their money. I'll make more money elsewhere too to cover the cost of the additional money that I'm paying for insurance. Nobody's gonna limit my vehicle, so it means when I stop running, I just got to sit on my hands Saturday and Sunday until Monday, and then when I'm done Monday, I got to sit on my hands till Tuesday morning. Nah.
But what I was going to do was keep the state minimum of commercial insurance on the van. That way I can keep doing my thing on the off hours. Because
What do
I'm
you mean
still
the
looking to
basic
run.
minimum?
I still got the state minimum for
What's the
commercial
sense of
insurance.
what's the sense of having them? Whatever the state minimum required for you to be legal, that's the state minimum. So that means you're gonna have their insurance and you're gonna have your insurance. So if you're gonna do your insurance, just do your insurance. The state minimum for you to run legal is the state minimum for you to be licensed and run legal, which means they would accept it as well. So why pay for their insurance and pay for your
He said
insurance
they
as well?
didn't. They didn't accept it. He said they didn't accept the state minimum.
So what's the state minimum there? 750?
750, yeah.
And they want $1 million, right?
Yeah.
They'll get $1 million. There's a difference of a couple $100.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I think that's all I wanted to ask you. I had some stuff written down. You pretty much answered it for me. I was just concerned about getting started up because it looked like from what it sounded like, I sent over some final documents today, and he was talking about passing over everything to the office manager that I had spoke to because I got selected. I had a choice between two. He offered me another. I had applied for two and got. We talked about both of them and actually chose the one that was closer to home for me to start out closer to home. And but I had another run that he offered me for medical supplies. And
Mm-hmm.
that was like in the wee hours of the morning. I thought about trying to do that so I can do
What was
two
the rate?
things.
What was the rate?
That was around the same thing. They was doing $250 to $300 a day.
How many stops?
They didn't say. He said it would vary.
What's the piece count?
It would vary. These was prescriptions. It varies from day to day. It
So
varies
what's
from day to day.
what did he tell you was the more opportunity to make more money? The office supplies?
Office Depot, exactly. That's the one I went with. Yeah.
Yeah. So
That one was offering 200 to 500 a day. Depending on your performance.
you know what you got to do then. The pressure is on now. Cause
Yeah,
you got laid off, right? You got laid off, right?
No. I took the package.
Oh, you took the
because they
pack.
shut my
Okay.
apartment.
All
They shut
right.
my
Okay.
apartment down. Yeah.
So what was you
So
finna
next
say?
week is my last week. Next week is my last week. So anyway, but Yeah, that's basically it. Yeah, I was just concerned about that I had the proper equipment. I didn't want to show up there and get turned away because I
So
didn't have the proper equipment. I
for
went and bought the
for
tires.
Office Depot, only thing you need is a mag liner. That's it. So only just you and the mag liner. As long as you got the collapsible mag liner, where you can stand it up and you can collapse it to the four wheeler and stack the paper and shit
Right,
on it and push it. That's all you need for that. That's it.
right.
That's the
Should I
only
go
thing
put
you
the
need.
floor in? Should I go putting the floor in there and all that kind of shit? I mean, because I on boarded with a lot of the
Go put
dispatch
a what in? I didn't hear you.
the floor in the cargo area.
I mean, if you got time, if you plan on doing other shit, but like
Yeah,
moving like furniture or picking up shit from stores, maybe like small little furniture pieces, or picking up maybe shit from Costco or IKEA, shit like that, then yeah, you're gonna want to strap that shit down. I mean, you eventually want to outfit your truck, but you don't have
right.
to. You don't. I'm just saying you don't need all that for Office Depot.
Got you. Got you.
It's just mostly gonna
All
be
right.
paper for the most part. It's just gonna be a bunch of paper for the most part.
Cool. Cool. All right, man. I appreciate you, bro.
All right.
Thank you for your time. Well, appreciate you.
All right.
Thank you, bro.
All right. Later.
All right, peace.
All right. Hey, Easy. I don't see you in the background, man. You got to cut a light on or something before I pull you up. I need to see you. I don't see you. All right. Yo.
I was saying I was driving. I'm on the highway. That's why I turned the light on.
Oh, okay.
I just had a quick question. It's cool. I turn this light back on, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, we good. All right. My question was a couple of days ago I was on your live. You had mentioned about the supply company. I forgot the name of it. Where you said you can get your shrink wrap and stuff from.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
What was the name of that company?
You can go to New Haven. You could go to CDS.
Okay.
Yeah, I always went to CDS to get all my equipment, unless I went. It's a company that sells shrink wrap, good shrink wrap on Amazon. But all my equipment always came from CDS.
From, okay, all right. I want to look on there and check that out. I had another question for you. I was hitting earlier, but I had a connection issue. What was my next question? Oh yeah, you mentioned about your new content about showing. I'm interested in like your tips on like wrapping the furniture and all of that type of stuff. 'Cause, like what I do is I pretty much do like refinishing furniture, right? Like a little side hustle. I'm a trailer driver, but I do that on the side, and it's good money in it. But it's like I'm interested in seeing different ways that like professionals wrap stuff and all of that. So like you mentioned it earlier that you was gonna start dropping content on stuff
Yeah,
like that.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try, man. The way I was feeling yesterday, I can't say I was feeling the same way today. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that
Yeah.
because I'm only doing it just to provide the content for people. So there's nothing motivating me to go do that. It's not money is not motivating me. It's really just to have that content to show people the correct way to do certain things from an in the field perspective. So if I can fully motivate myself to go through the process of doing it, which I say I'm gonna do it, I just gotta do it. Then yeah, that's what I'm gonna be focusing on.
Right. Before you mentioned that, I was about to before I heard you mention it, I was about to ask you, was any of your videos explaining like giving pointers on it, like just like by verbally though,
Pointers on what?
like on moving furniture and I remember when the one dude called up here with the box truck company moving business in New York, and he was on his thumbtack, and you was telling him about the wall mount. I mean, the building the wall with the boxes and all that. I'm just interested in seeing that type of stuff.
See, now that type of content I'm not gonna be able to do because I'm not gonna go out and do no full service moves. Whatever I do is just gonna be shit that I can do by myself, right? So moving a full 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, that's what I would need to do to show that, right? And I am not finna do that. So I wouldn't be able to showcase that.
Yeah, right. Well, I don't need to see that part though. But that one part you mentioned to him that stuck out to me was because I sell a lot of like dressers and big shit like that and stuff. So one of the things you mentioned to him was putting the moving blanket under it and pulling it up over it. Basically, that stood out to me because I'm like, damn, that's something good for me to basically take note of. Because I'm wrapping it basically with a moving blanket, shrink wrapping it over, taping it and all that. It's just because this shit, people spending good money on it. So I want to make sure, and then it's my art basically. I ain't fucking my art up that I done sold to you.
Yeah, a lot of people don't wrap furniture right. When you see people online, like I saw the guy, you don't wrap the bottom. That's why you look at a lot of furniture, you see the bottom of the legs and shit be scratched because they'll just throw a blanket on top and then the bottom will be exposed. The professional way to wrap it is 100%. You shouldn't see any part of the furniture. So you got to lay the blanket on the floor and then pull it up and put the tape around it then to hold it in place, and then put the blanket on top, tape it to hold the blanket in place, then hit it with the shrink wrap. That's the proper way. So I'll be able to do that, and I'm going to do that shit by myself, which requires skill. But yeah, I'll be able to do that if something comes across that I can snatch that job up so that I can showcase that. That's something that I can do. Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, that's all I wanted. I was interested in that type of that part of your content too.
Are you from Baltimore?
We don't say Baltimore. We say Baltimore, man. Put the D in there. BALD.
Everybody complain about how I'm saying. Listen, I'm not from there, but I could tell you from Baltimore by the way you say Q.
Yeah.
I was a big fan of The Wire back in the day. So and I stayed out in Baltimore for like a month back in the 2000s. I was out there on a contract that required me to be out there for a month. So I was out there for like a month. So I got a chance to cohabit, if that's the right word, with a lot of the Baltimoreans out there. But yeah. And that's how Javante talked too. All y'all put that extra emphasis on the Q.
Yeah, we slang words. Yeah,
Baltimore. Yeah, y'all do just be like Baltimore. Yeah. But yeah. That's all you got for me?
Yeah. I appreciate it though. I'm gonna stay tuned though.
All right. All right, guys. So another one in the books, man. So we had a surprise guest earlier, Kirk. We took about 5 people. What time is it? 8:44. All right, so that's another one in the books, guys. Hopefully everybody learned something. Until next week, guys. I'm out.